And we're back with another episode of Voice of Thermopolis podcast. I'm Aaron.
Hey guys, I'm Taylor. And today we have...
Audra Dominguez.
Hey, welcome Audra.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The best team maker.
The best team maker in Thermopolis.
So I did not pay them to say that. Or did I?
There's been no monetary compensation.
She brought us tea yesterday specifically for us to say that today.
So no monetary compensation.
We never said no bribes.
never claimed we didn't get anything out of this. I'm sipping water today. What do you got in the cup today?
I got sweet tea. Now I think that's going to be my thing every time I'm here, sweet tea.
We're here at the Copper Coo. We love this place.
Obviously.
Again, we changed the setting slightly. If we move just slightly to the left, it's a whole new angle, whole new thing. Like cool stuff to see in the background. So I got my laptop cover. So welcome. Let us ramble for a while. We have quite the stuff to cover today. I don't know if there's any hints going on about what we're covering all today, but
I don't know, man. It's not like it's been posted all over town. It's not.
Yeah,
it's a mystery
on every pizza box.
Yeah, what's happening this summer, you guys? Like, what's going on in July?
No way.
My birthday's in July.
Birthday's in July.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
My dirty 30, y'all.
It makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe your buddy Chase Rice is going to show up for that.
I know. Weird. It's like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
We're secretly BFFs. Don't let anybody lie to you.
Well, then we gotta keep it secret. What do you?
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Why you tell my secret, Aaron?
We had to get to town somehow. Yeah. Like, hey, you know Taylor.
So, Audra, what brought you to? What's your origin story? What brought you to Thermopolis and the Copper Coo? And
Origins. That sounds like a movie somewhere.
It is. You could be like
my
Iron Man.
This is my villain story.
The villain arc.
How many movie references? So yeah, I was actually born in Thermopolis, and my family pioneered out here long ago. And then I moved away when I was grade school and grew up in Montana in Billings, and then went out to the East Coast after graduating.
East Coast. We're at the East Coast.
So I went to DC, worked for the government out there.
And worked for the government?
Yeah.
Do you know some black site stuff?
CIA. She worked at the Quantico.
We can't. Oh, this is yeah. We can't really discuss.
But yeah, I can't tell you.
Very official government work in DC that we can't talk about. Somewhere around September timeframe, 2001.
This was now I'm dating myself. This is way before.
No, you don't have to date it. You don't have to date it. We'll just leave it at that.
Do you know how old I am?
You don't look a day over 20.
That's why I have you guys here. It's wonderful. So I was out in DC for a while, and then kind of moved around. I got married out there, and had my husband's jobs kind of moved us around Ohio, and then wound up in Florida. So I was down there for 16 years. And
wow.
Yeah, and so that's how that wound up, and then that marriage dissolved.
As they do
that
sometimes.
happens, yeah. And so then Ro Dominguez, who is my husband now,
great guy. Talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, he's kind of fun, isn't he? Yeah, I like him.
He's a hoot for sure.
We'll keep him around.
For sure.
He's a hoot.
He did a lot of the work here in the Coo.
He built this.
Yeah,
We'll give him 100% of the credit for building the Copper Coo.
There's going to be a day where we're going to go through the whole place and kind of showcase it and show you everyone. It's not today, but yeah, this is all like hand built by him. So
yeah, he's
it's been
pretty
really
fabulous.
cool.
Don't tell him to his face. We don't want his head to get too big.
Yeah, that's what I have to say that about him at work.
It's a thing.
I have to say that. I'm like, so,
you only have to say nice things behind his back.
One of our employees, she'll say something, and I'll be like, "Don't do that. You're gonna make his head bigger than it already is. I need you to stop that right now."
Oh, come on! I'm not the best
works.
thing in the world. Just Thermopolis.
You see my point?
He's only the best thing at Thermopolis, not the whole world. I thought that was very humble.
Very humble. Yeah. I'm the humblest. My apple crumble is
all right,
the
Kendrick
crumblest.
Lamar, simmer down.
Oh wow, that's Lonely Island. It's okay.
It's good
So
stuff.
we met Ro, and
then he brought me back here, and we were married, and we had he had a construction company. I helped. It's like shake and bake, and I helped, but
Cool.
he did obviously the building.
And, you didn't just callous your hands from hard work all day long.
It's the craziest thing. I just never
Man.
Yeah,
And
I never went.
construction's
Well,
not
he
your
went to
thing?
school for it. I did not. So I let the professionals do the professional.
For work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you make the tea, and that's the.
I'm not. Yeah.
Anybody can make
That's
a
the
box,
money,
but
yeah.
like crafting a tea.
They're different worlds. I know it. So yeah.
It's her own construction work.
Yeah, it is. I construct your drinks.
Fact. Like an alchemist.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good book. Am I allowed to say that? Did we just say something?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, oh no.
We can say whatever we want.
Oh, good. We can say what we want. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Yay. So yeah. So he built this. We started this after the construction company, and this has always been my dream. So we
He
were
built your
discussing
dreams.
things. He did. He built my dream
So,
because.
Audra, how long have you been doing the
coup.
The coup, yeah.
Well, we turned 3 in February. So it was during COVID, and we were looking for other buildings. And so we almost bought the movie theater. We were looking into that and putting the coffee shop into the other wing of the movie theater there. And then COVID hit, and it's almost like we were just protected from doing that because
Yeah.
that would have sunk us.
like the universe kind of was like,
Yeah.
maybe not here.
Yeah, it was. So that was wonderful. So I just, we're just discussing. I'm like, it's okay. Dreams don't always have to, it's not fairy tale. So,
Absolutely.
it's just fine. And that just hit him so hard. He's like, no, it's like, we can't let your dream of having a coffee shop die. And
What
so,
a good man.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Remember, you can't say all these things to his face.
Yeah,
But
don't
we
listen
will
to
talk
this.
him
No,
up right
don't
here.
do that.
Tell him
listen
now
to
on the
it.
pod.
everybody-
Don't
Don't
listen to this after he's already
Watch this, bro.
gets this
You'll
far.
know
He's
all these
like,
good things.
I'm out.
he's gonna show up here like, why are you saying all these things? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Do you really feel that way? Because like,
We were under contract to
Yeah.
talk good things.
So so that was during COVID. Just kind of started working on this, and using a lot of materials that we had or our friends had because it was hard to come by materials at that point. And so, So long story short, because I don't know that you guys want me getting into all the Copper Coo stuff and everything in this one because we're here to talk about something else. But we've been here 3 years, and he did a fabulous job, and it's a lot of fun, and it's my dream.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. I need you to say the coup in the accent that you did it for us. Was it last week?
People ask all the time, they come, so what's a coup? And I think they think it's like some kind of revolt. I'm like, no, it's spelled different. But yeah.
Yeah, as a Copper Coo, are we really like a secret organization
Exactly.
thing? Like, should I be worried about affiliating around here?
But I always just explain it to people. I'm like, well, in Scotland, they speak English, but sometimes it's hard to know really what they're saying. And so the Highland cow is the Healy Coo. It's just the coo. Yeah. So the coo's there.
It's the coo.
Yeah, it's the coup.
Yeah. So a coo is a Highland cow, and we have a herd of them, and they're wonderful and
They're
snuggly
brilliant.
and delicious.
And delicious.
Snuggly and
Snuggly.
delicious in the
Yeah.
same sentence.
Yeah.
That is a masterpiece.
I've heard from my exes that
They can just call you the coo then.
Oh, this is great. Oh,
it's my old college name. No.
stop it. Stop it right now. I'm done with you.
So you wear a lot of hats. There's a bajillion things that you're all a part of. And what are some of the hats that you wear? And then we'll go into kind of what hat you're wearing today and kind of what this is about.
Well, welcome to a small town where you do wear a lot of hats. I just think that's part of living in a community and being involved in the community. So
Right.
there are a lot of people in this town that have a lot of hats. And so besides the coffee shop and the coos, and we have a little vacation rental. We have a son, Gabriel, and my husband.
Shout out.
Shout out, Gabriel.
Gabriel.
He's 13.
Go to bed. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Why are you not pulling weeds?
The lawnmower yesterday was
Yeah.
giving him a...
And then I'm on the Travel and Tourism Lodging Tax Board here for Hot Springs County, so that's a lot of fun. And then we put on a women's conference in September, which is at the Fair Building. And
So,
that's loads of fun.
real quick, what is the women's conference?
So it's called Rooted in Faith Women's Conference. It's non-denominational, but it is about Jesus. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what church you go to in town or out of town. There's a lot of people coming from out of town, and so we're growing that as well. But that's another hat there.
No, that's cool. I
it's
just
a lot of
wasn't
fun.
sure what that was. So I just
Another
asked.
hat.
Yeah. So that's coming up in September. And then the main reason why we're here today is for Wyoming Discovery Days, which is the big fun time summer. And there's other fun events in town too. I don't want to say it's the only one, but it's definitely large. And we like to have a lot of fun, and we're volunteer run nonprofit organization. And we just work all year to bring an amazing festival that's free to the public to come in and go to, and loads of cool things to do.
So Discovery Days.
Yes.
And you're part of like a committee or something, or you just were like, "Hey, I'm going to do Discovery Day." Like,
Yeah, oh no.
How did that come upon? How did that come
not
about?
the Audra days. This is
When did you pick up the shelf off the hat off the shelf off the hat? That's what I said.
Yeah, there you go.
When did you take that hat and go, okay, this is what is that hat? So what is your position on the?
So I am just the director. So
Just the director.
but
Just.
we
He's so humble.
We have an amazing crew of volunteers. We have a board that was set up this year, and so yeah, it's just the amazing community people that come in and put this together because they love our community and they love doing it, and it's seriously what we get out of it is we work really hard all year.
Can you go into a little bit more about like what the Discovery Days is exactly?
Yeah, what are we doing there?
Those that don't really know.
But yeah, well, let me show you. I have a little flyer, and you might see these around town.
Pizza Hut around town.
They're fantastic and
everywhere.
fabulous.
Yeah,
So
everywhere.
Wyoming Discovery Days is a folklife festival. It's held in Hot Springs State Park. This year we moved the festival to July, so it's July 12th and 13th. And it's just loads of fun. We do bring the coos. Just saying, if you want to come and pet a coo.
I do.
You might be able to sit on a coo and get your picture.
Bet.
Possibly. So that's the Pony Express comes. It's loads of fun. You can have your mail hand carried by an actual legit Pony Express rider, and it will get a stamp that was carried by Pony Express. We have the Powder River Percherons come, and you can get wagon rides around the state park pulled by these beautiful, majestic Percheron horses. We have Fort Casper come, and they do
What comes?
from Fort Casper. It's a live garrison that they set up over there with black powder rifles and cannons.
Wow.
The whole little village is set up, and they can even do a jig. It's cool. Like you see all these soldiers are all in their
Uniforms?
time period uniforms, and they're full of history. They've got pelts from every kind. They've got like a fur trader over there. It's a little doll making station. So
That's
it's
amazing.
how
Oh,
they
wow.
made the dolls. We're actually having a live wedding there this year, like for reals. So that's
Like a
kinda
for
cool.
real wedding,
A
not
for
a
real
fake.
wedding that
Yeah.
is going to be at Wyoming Discovery Days, in the old time village. So that is loads of fun. So those are some of the outside activities that we have at the folk festival, but we also have loads of artists and artisans and craftsmen that come and display their work and sell their work, and demonstrate how they make their
Yeah, it's a huge
crafts.
blowout, right?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Like, you had how many people last year for this?
We had over 5,000 people, about 5,500, and it was so
5,000.
hot last year. It was like 105 degrees in August. So I'm very grateful that we had people come out because that was hot. And so we're looking forward to hopefully at least those numbers, if not greater, this year.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit more mild.
Wasn't the same time they did the big teepee, the authentic teepee that all the kids got to draw on?
Yeah,
and
that's at
everything
Wyoming
like that?
Discovery Days. So we have the painted teepee every year, and the kids love that. So they
Yeah,
get to
it's
come,
so
and then
cool.
it's
Yeah.
displayed around town. Somebody usually sponsors the teepee, and then it will be displayed, so you can go back and see your artwork.
And that's why it's over at the teepee pool.
No, yep. That's why that one had previously been painted at Discovery Days. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's so cool. You can take a look at that previous one, but then this year, did we get another one? Mm-hmm.
Yep. We get new ones.
My kiddo
and
had a good time.
Yeah, it's loads of fun. So you can see the artwork of the kids
Heck
around
yeah.
town. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask the real question here.
Oof.
Food trucks. How many are we looking
Food.
Loads of food trucks. So, in my opinion, when you come to an event or a festival, you cannot have too many food trucks.
Cannot have too
and our food trucks sell out almost every year, so there's always room for more. But
yeah.
it is part of the we call it the Rocky Mountain Food Fair, and that is one of a lot of people's favorite parts of the
Food
festivals, the food trucks.
Truckapalooza.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So we do have several lined up, and they're still coming in. So I look forward to
That's amazing.
That's
grazing
awesome.
a little bit at the festival.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the local lemon, honestly.
Yeah,
The
she's there.
Lemonades
Every
that
year,
they
she's
make
wonderful.
is so good.
The shaved ice. I had Harvey shaved ice the other
Harvey
night.
shaved
Also
ice,
there,
yeah.
here, yep.
We have
Just
some
so
local
good.
contenders.
And they sell
in this.
out, so you want to go and get in that line earlier than later. Cause
Yeah.
You know, it'd be cool if you did like a food truck award, like the best food truck for
They
the
probably
whole thing.
do, just not here.
Right. Well, I mean, for this
festival.
event, because
that's
like,
a good
then
idea.
it
It could be like
brings in
people's
more.
choice. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a fun job. That's a fun
So then
idea.
it's like,
So what would you win?
like you gotta have a badge that says that you've won the Discovery
Right,
Days
but I mean, like, other
food
than-
truck off, like the food truck competition kind of thing. Of,
Do
like,
they get more than a certificate to hang? Is
Right.
that is what you're asking?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe they get a
maybe
next
like
year
a
they get
discount
a
or something.
maybe
on
next
their
year they get to
discount.
waive their vendor fee or
Oh, there you
something
go,
like
yeah,
that. So
see?
next year they come in as the champion. They get to come in for free.
See, that's a great idea.
Like-
I think
like
that's a
it.
solid idea.
It's,
I
it's
think
Yeah.
decent. I'm just
We're all about ideas. This is a community thing. This is what we do, and this is what our meetings are like. We're like, hey,
So,
what about
alright.
if we do this?
All right, director. you've got
No,
an
but see,
idea. Let's-
unfortunately, every time I come up with one of these great ideas, it's another thing on your plate. So
that is, but it's okay. You know, we just pull more people in to help. And
yeah,
did I mention at our meetings we always have a potluck? So we lure people in with food for our meetings. So everybody's
so
like,
good.
"How do you get so many volunteers?" I'm like, "We eat."
we eat, and then I mean it's at the
And we
cruise,
always
so
eat very well because everybody just brings in a fun dish and it's always wonderful. And yeah, so we eat very well at our meetings.
I had the enjoyment of sitting in on the last meeting. At least maybe not the last meeting, but a meeting.
Yeah.
And everyone was so nice. It was so cool to interact and meet everybody and interact with everyone and the flow of information and like how many things there are to go over and everyone's action plan. But everyone was like on board and they knew what their assignment was and then the food was divine and then the drink was all right. I mean,
Yeah.
the drink was on par.
Don't you dare knock Audra's tea.
No,
We're
it was
gonna
so
tu-
good. It was
we're
like a
gonna
mimosa
tussle.
thing. It was so good. Without alcohol, it was really good. So.
Yeah. It's like a mojito.
Mojito.
Yeah,
That's
they
what it
had
was.
mojito
I
tea,
said
yeah.
mimosa.
It was good.
So it was just orange juice. That's
Yeah.
we just
Those are
some
good.
really
She fooled you is all it
fancy
was.
name orange juice. No, it was a mojito. So it had like a
Mojito.
little bit of lime and the mint and stuff like that. It was really good. So, but the meetings were really cool and like you have quite a bit of people, but you could put more, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
there's always more room for more when
Yeah.
it comes to Discovery Days. Whether it's vendors, food trucks, volunteers, planners, all of the things, there's always room for more because we have a very gracious state park here and it's large, and so we do not fill the state park. So
Yeah.
let's get on board with trying to fill it.
we can keep going. There's
Yeah.
a lot more people to bring in and stuff. There's always a thing that happens when it comes to like volunteer work and stuff like that. It's like you volunteer for an event and then you are the trade-off is hoping you can get into the event for free or things like that. So as a volunteer, what kind of benefits do they get besides just being able to serve the community and really like help us all out? Like what is there a trade-off for that?
That's a good question. Basically, at this point, we eat a lot, but we don't charge the volunteers to get into the concert this year or anything like that. But
So you're telling me if I had come to volunteer, I'd be able to get in for free?
yeah, but we
Bro.
we decided to put a caveat on that. So in order to get in and volunteer at the Chase Rice concert and get in for free, you also have to put your time in at the festival that weekend.
Oh, that's
so
fair. Yeah.
we're like, okay, let's make this fair. Otherwise, we're gonna have everybody going to volunteer for that just because they want to
You
get in.
have
And
3,000 volunteers for the concert.
yeah, and our poor festival. And so the festival is the main event. It is, Chase Rice concert is actually, we brought that in as a fundraiser for the Wyoming Discovery Days.
Yeah.
And we are so excited about it. It's a lot of work and it's going to take a lot more people this year to run the festival with the concert going on that evening. And so it's a very big undertaking, but the hope is that not only will we bless the community, bring in people from all over the place, fill all the hotels, all the campgrounds, all the vacation rentals, the restaurants, just bring people to town for the weekend.
Yeah.
On a weekend that was not historically super busy in Thermopolis. And so just bring in a little jolt to the community, but also fundraise, help fund the festival for next year.
Because the festival requires a lot, right?
It's a lot, yeah. We raise a lot of money. We spend all year long doing different various raffles, and we do the Cabin Fever Chili Cook-Off, and we do the
Ooh, what do you got
Independence Day, 4th of July. We'll be down at the boat dock this year, so we've got live music, Sloppy Joe's.
Yeah,
America!
Yeah, America. Loads of fun. And so we serve Sloppy Joe dinner, and it's donation based, so it does not cost money per se to come through and get food. But if you want to drop some money in the bucket, that helps. And all of that goes into putting on the Wyoming Discovery Days Festival.
So, I love what you guys are doing with the Discovery Days. What made you guys decide, okay, let's bring in somebody and do a concert for everybody?
Well, because nobody else was doing it.
Fair enough.
I mean, not that nobody else, because we have a lovely and amazing street dance coming up here. So there are other concerts coming in. The Chamber did bring in a musician that was a wonderful concert earlier. So, but nothing of this size, this caliber. So this is just something kind of big, and we wanted to bring something big to Thermopolis. And so like I said, there are tons of things going on in our town. Our community is wonderful. It just breaks my heart when I hear people say there's nothing to do in this town. It's like, oh dear, we could keep you very busy. So,
Yeah, right.
so there is a lot going on in different areas and aspects from several people and groups, organizations all around town, which is wonderful. And I fully support them, and I'm grateful for them bringing things to town too. But Chase Rice, we didn't go out searching out for just Chase Rice. We were searching out to bring a large scale concert. And
so what's the journey from, hey, we want to bring in music, to we have Chase Rice coming and we need to fill 3,000 seats?
Yeah, it's about, if we could sell 3,000 tickets, give or takes, if you then, that will get us into fundraising, and they'll pay for everything, because it's very expensive to bring in a large name artist. And Chase Rice was just between about 65 is about what it takes to get him here, but that does not cover insurance. That does not cover, if you've got to pay to rent a location. It does not pay for bringing in porta potties. It doesn't pay for, there's a lot of, fencing that we have to bring in, and permits, and there's a lot of costs associated with large events like this.
Right.
And so that's why there's the tickets.
Fair enough.
And the tickets are, we tried to make them very reasonable. I've gone to concerts where, it's like $85 for the nosebleed section, and you go up to like $350 to $500 if you want, up
Anything
close and personal.
closer, yeah. So,
let's
we wanted
take
to
it
make
back
it
a second, though.
affordable.
Yeah.
So you are doing Discovery Days, and you're like, hey, we should bring in some big name. We should bring in some big concert. So from that point, what was the next step? Just a phone call to Chase and be like, yo, bro.
hey, my buddy, my best friend.
You call Taylor and was like, hey, Taylor,
they got a
get
hold
your
of me,
guy.
and it was
Get
like,
your guy. Yeah.
Yeah, not even close. Yeah, you have to go through management companies. They all have management
So
companies.
started ringing up management companies.
Well, we went through this year. So we went through and partnered with the Casper Entertainment Group in Casper.
Shout out.
There we go. Yeah. And so they bring in music into Casper, and so they had some of those avenues open.
Wow.
And so they sent us a list of different people who were tentatively available on our date. With us, it's very specific. Most of the time, when you're bringing in a concert, you can reach out to a management company and say, okay, hey, we would like to bring so-and-so to town. When can they come? But ours was very specific. We're like, we need them to be here at this date and this time. And so that made it more difficult, because we are not flexible. We've got the festival, and this was here for the festival. And so it definitely changed the dynamics of, who we could bring in, because it had to fit into their current routed tours.
Right, in Wyoming.
In Wyoming.
Make it all the way to Wyoming, Thermopolis, Wyoming, and then dip out somehow while they already have a tour going.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minute I saw the name Chase Rice and Thermop, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is exciting.
There's been that
Let's go.
reaction from a lot of folks,
Yeah, and tickets aren't a terrible price either for them by any means.
No,
So-
they're really reasonable, and
Yeah.
of course, like, get them at the Copper Coo, get them at the Chamber of Commerce, get them cheap, while they're cheaper, and then they're only going to get higher as it comes close, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I'd say we're probably about 20% right now sold. So they
So
are
we need
selling.
to keep going, guys.
Yeah, keep going, but don't wait till last minute. A lot of folks want to kind of check the weather to see if they want to go that day, but they'll be more expensive at the gate. So save yourself some money.
So about how much more do you know?
I need to talk to the ticketing company or everything, but I think it's going to be close to 60. So
Dang.
save yourself some money.
Yeah.
Buy
So
early.
those tickets, you guys, you can go on through Tixar, an app. You can come to Audra's Copper Coo, or you can go to the chamber and get them a little bit cheaper than you can through the app. So make sure you get those tickets.
Yeah, get them early, get them
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah, and that really, really helps with planning, because if we don't have kind of a grasp of how many people are coming, we don't know how many food trucks to bring in. We don't know how many porta potties to bring in.
Right.
We don't know, how many VIP tables and all the different things. Like, so we need people to buy tickets just so we can plan a better event. And of course, we will still, hopefully, unless we're completely maxed out, we will have tickets for sale at the gate. But like I said, they probably will be more expensive. And
When they're out, they're out.
Yeah, and when they're out.
Sorry about it.
Yeah. And so.
Yeah, I keep hounding my sister. I'm like, you need to get on this. Like, get it done.
Yes, do us a favor, please. Help us out with the planning and get your tickets early.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really takes like a whole community, especially when we're this small. It takes all of us to do our part to make this happen,
Yeah.
right? Like if we don't do well enough with this concert, you might not be that interested in country music or know who Chase Rice is. Give them a shot. Listen to them on Spotify or wherever you listen to music. I listened to it this morning even, and it was a good vibe. It was really fun. But it takes everybody to come in and make this happen, because if we're not all trying to do our part, we have a flyer up somewhere, we talking to somebody or whatever it is, some sort of movement of this thing, then we can lose the opportunity altogether, right?
Yeah.
Because like if this doesn't turn out to be at least break even, then we don't get to see this kind of stuff again, do we?
Yeah, it's a lot of work to bring something in like this, and yeah, this is a proof of concept year for sure. And so we, the town hasn't done anything like this. So when we were going through and speaking with the town and with the commissioners and the different agencies around town, this hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
To this scale, and so we're kind of paving the way for it. But if it's not well received, then it's probably going to be a lot more difficult for anybody to try it again. So
Right.
This is definitely one of those things where we need to come together as a community. We're getting a lot of support from outside the community as well. We've sold tickets, we're bringing folks from Utah and Colorado and Montana. So people are coming to town for this.
Yeah.
And tickets have sold, but it's going to take the whole community to come together to
Make this happen.
So were you guys, just out of curious, like sitting here, in a meeting, like what can we do to make it better, twiddling the thumbs a little bit, and then light bulb? Is that how that kind of...
That's kind of a good representation of most of our meetings. That's kind of what they look like.
I can attest.
Oh, that's funny.
We don't like to say no to people's ideas. And, we've heard, well, we tried that in the past. It didn't work. We're like, well, let's try it and let's do better. So that's kind of our motto at Discovery Days. We do try to honor people's vision and ideas. Like, for an example, one of the committee members at one of the meetings this year said, well, what if we brought like a circus or, a carnival to town or something? I was like, yeah. I'm like, well, if you know one, then,
Right.
then we'll consider that. And, just kind of like, okay, yeah, right, whatever.
So
and it
maybe if you guys do decide to do that, I know Sheridan does the Wild Rodeo Week and they bring in a carnival. So maybe contact Sheridan County and kind of...
Yeah. And that's the thing. Well, the
'Cause I
funny
think
thing with that comment was it was about a week later and I had a circus email me out of the blue.
That's crazy.
Asking me if we wanted them to come to our event. I'm like, well, that's fun, because we were kind of just discussing that a little bit at the last meeting. And so, yeah, we will have a circus area over in the children's activities area.
That's amazing.
And they'll be doing one show a day, one on Saturday and one on Sunday, and just teaching. And then they'll be there throughout the whole festival to teach the kids how to juggle or do balloon animals and do some face painting.
That's so
and
fun.
so it's gonna be a good time.
So how hard is it to... Hold on, I'm trying to think. I had it. Oh, convince like other people to get on board with bringing in a big artist.
Well, with big artists, like with Chase, Thermopolis is in the heart of Wyoming. So
Right.
I like to say that instead of in the middle of nowhere, but we're in the heart of the Wyoming, right?
Is it?
And so there's no major interstates that go through. So none of the tours from the musicians and the larger scale acts are routed through Thermopolis. So it's a little more difficult. We're very grateful for Chase because he's actually performing up in, I believe, Great Falls or somewhere up in Montana the night before. And then he's coming down to Thermopolis. It's the only concert that Chase Rice is doing in the state of Wyoming this year. And then he's going back up then to Canada. So he's coming out of his way to come here and do this for us. So
big
we're very
shout out,
grateful.
Chase. Like, big
very
shout out,
grateful
man.
for him being willing to come down here to the heart of Wyoming and perform for us.
And
we're
I
very
love
excited.
when, you know, big artists like that can do something like that. Like Jelly Roll, he was in Cheyenne for Cheyenne Frontier Days. And I thought that was kind of cool because my friend Bailey, it was her birthday actually, and he happened to be standing like behind her, and she was taking a picture, and she got on video of him saying happy birthday to her. Like, I love when artists can interact like that. And so like, I think it's awesome that he's coming completely out of his way to basically drop from Bozeman and then go back up to Canada. Like, that's insane.
And that's driving, right?
Yeah, they're on a bus.
Hopefully he maybe can catch a flight or something, then the rest of his stuff can catch up or something. Give him some rest.
I have a hat for every concert except for Machine Gun Kelly that I've been to. It's my Pendleton whiskey hat that I have. Okay. So I have Moonshine Bandits, their autographs on it. And I have Ned Ledoux, Chris Ledoux's son. I have his signature on it. So I'm hoping I can bring that hat out and get him to sign it.
There you go.
Hoping.
That'd be fantastic.
I'm going to bring a big sign. My birthday was 2 days ago. Please sign my hat. Like, I'm going to do it. You think I won't?
Is your birthday on the 10th?
My birthday's the 10th.
That is also my husband's birthday row.
See, we need to do
Shout
something.
out.
I know, big birthday party. Woo!
I like cheesecake, just so you know. Cheesecake and sweet tea.
I'm with you on those.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer cheesecake over regular cake.
Yeah. I've never been. I love ice cream cake though. I think it's because ice cream is just, but cake. I've never really been a big cake person.
Yeah.
Even before I was fat.
You cake or cheesecake?
I love cheesecake. My son's the same way. He's actually asked for his birthday. I make him cheesecakes often because he enjoys.
You make cheesecake?
Yeah.
I might have to get her to make my birthday cake. My birthday cheesecake.
You can't afford her. Her commission rates are so high.
You don't pay me enough.
I don't pay you enough. I don't pay you cheesecake money. What do you?
You barely pay me sweet tea money.
I get you a little
February,
Debbie.
I might have a little more time. July, like right before the festival. I'm not sure that I can commit to it. But
the 10th.
Like
2 days.
Someday I'll make you a cheesecake.
Let me just stop and make a cheesecake real quick.
You know what? So real quick, I know we're gonna go off on a little not tangent, but off topic for a minute. So yesterday, you know how we were talking about like a Harry Potter day? So
yeah.
You do the butterbeer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So September 1st, we want to come in if that's okay with you and kind of do like a Harry Potter themed setup, and maybe we can even get her to do like a butterbeer cheesecake or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that'd be cool. Have you ever had butterbeer?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Even yesterday, my wife ordered
it.
So
you can get them hot, you can get them iced, you can get them blended. We do all the butter beers.
Yeah, you do a lot of different styles of butter.
I might have to have you try one. So during the holidays, a friend of mine, her name is Freya. Shout out to you, love you, boo. She does hot cocoa bombs, she did a Harry Potter themed. For like Thanksgiving and stuff, and I ordered 2 of them from her. So she does like the 4 houses, and then she did a butterbeer one. And oh my god, it is so
butterbeer one was it?
Yeah, and then she has like little marshmallows that hide inside of them, and it's just they're so good.
Cocoa bombs are good.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to that. You better be watching this, wifey. I'm gonna kick your butt.
Man, we come off as like these big foodies and
watch and share.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her too. You want me to support your hair salon? You support me. Love me.
Yeah, support my
Just
podcast.
love me.
So, the Discovery Days gets really wild coming in. It's a multi-day event, and then you have a ton of volunteers. I don't know. Do you have you probably? Not everybody I saw in the room was all your volunteers.
Yeah,
correct?
Not everybody can come
about
to every
how many
meeting.
volunteers are you running?
Well, we are going to probably need about 100 volunteers this summer for the festival between the two. So
you need 100 more.
Well, no, not 100 more. Probably, I think we could do it with about 100 total. But we have a lot of folks who show up just to help on Discovery Days weekend that can't commit to planning and coming to meetings all year.
Sure.
And that's fine. And they're super valuable, and we appreciate that, and we need that. So yeah, volunteering just for the festival weekend is a huge help, and we need all we can get. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're still interested in volunteering, then please come down to the Coo.
Come talk to the lady, man.
Yeah, you can go to our website, wyomingdiscoverydays.org. You can email info@wyomingdiscoverydays.org, or you can call, and we'll be here at the Coo. You can talk to the Chamber of Commerce, and there's loads and loads of ways to get a hold of us if you would like to be a volunteer.
Do you guys have like a Gmail or something set up, or an email, or?
Well, yeah, info@wyomingdiscoverydays.org. That's what she was.
So you said that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It is on
It's
the
okay.
flyers. If you see it, you're gonna see these flyers around. If you don't, we're not doing our job.
Yeah.
But it's on the flyer at the very bottom here for that information. So please check that out if you're just interested in. Maybe it's for a couple hours at the park to just help out with something. Maybe it's trash pickup at the end of the time. It's anything helps. Again, as a community, it's not just your money that helps. It's also your time, your effort, anything. There's a lot of stuff to help. You can reshare anything on the website, on your Facebook, and push that out and let people know that this is happening. And just that simple gesture is something that you're doing for your community. So it doesn't take a lot of you coming at 6 a.m. to come to a meeting and then be spending a whole weekend away from your family to help with the Discovery Days thing, stuff like that. That's not what all this is. You can be something as simple as resharing a Facebook post, putting up a flyer, telling somebody about it and get that word of mouth going. Maybe you buy a ticket for your nephew or something like that. That would help too. But also just something simple like pushing it on social medias and things like that. So I just wanted to affirm that for people that it's not always your money or your necessarily a large chunk of your time to be able to help with stuff like this, but as a community, every click, every flyer, every person, every conversation is something to this.
Absolutely, so. Everything helps. And did we mention it's going to take a whole community?
Yeah.
So yeah,
it takes a village to have a Discovery Day.
It does. And one thing that we didn't touch on with the festival is we will still have live music throughout the whole festival weekend in the state park at the pavilion. So we've got Jelon Crossland coming back. We've got Christian Wallowingle coming back. We've got Connie Dover coming back. We've got several acts from all around the state coming in and playing. I believe the Man in Tan will be playing, and Chad Lohr out of Casper is coming. He's the one-man band. He's kind of fun.
Oh, that's going to be cool to see.
Yeah, so there's a lot of really wonderful acts from around the state coming in to play for us. In addition to Chase Rice concerts, but we will have live music the whole weekend at the festival, and it's just loads and loads of fun. And
do you guys have anybody local playing at the festival?
Stephanie Butcher is playing, and she is local. I'll have to look at the whole lineup. So we do also have some local acts as well, but we try to bring in people that we don't, as a community in Thermopolis here, get to see, all the time locally anyways, because we get to see our friends in our own backyard here play throughout the year at different events and around town. And so we try to bring in people from all over Wyoming to make it not just a Thermopolis festival, but a whole Wyoming festival. We applied for a grant, and so yesterday they had the interview on, or where they were discussing and debating about the grant and everything. A couple of the people on their board, so we just don't think this is a Wyoming festival. This is Bighorn Basin at best. And I just wanted to be like, and at this point you can't really just rebuttal what they're saying, but I'm like, you just don't get it, Like Frontier Days started out somewhere, right? They weren't just automatically massive and huge of what they are. Yeah. Like they've been going for 100 years. Like they started small somewhere, and really Wyoming Discovery Days is a Wyoming festival. We do have representation from almost all of the counties, either as vendors or musicians or demonstrators, and we for sure have people attending from all over the state. So this is located in Thermopolis, and yes, Thermopolis is in the Bighorn Basin, but this is not merely only this regional area. We do draw in from people from all over the state.
Yeah.
So it's like you were saying, the Frontier Days, they had to start from the bottom. I mean, they didn't always have the concerts. They didn't always have the carnival or the whatever it was. I mean,
they were a rodeo. They started as a rodeo. And we don't even have a rodeo right now on this weekend. We do have rodeo here in town. But
shout out to the PRCA.
Absolutely, 100%. But this festival is not based around a rodeo. And that is what separates this from a lot of, because one of the comments that one of the board members made yesterday in reference to us was that they didn't know if they should give us any grant money, because then every small town with a rodeo is going to be coming and asking for money. And I was like, that's not
But you guys are a whole separate thing. Like, there's no rodeo involved.
We are a folk festival at heart, Wyoming Discovery Days, and this concert
Yeah.
is that we're bringing in is for the community and to bring people to town. But it is a fundraiser to help push forward Wyoming Discovery Days, help Wyoming Discovery Days grow, and keep it true to its roots, which is for the artisans and artists and craftsmen and the way of Wyoming and how we lived in the past and how in the present and where we go in the future. So it is Wyoming to its core, and that is why we are doing what we do.
So you probably already went over this, and I'm so sorry if you did. So how did the Discovery Days start? What really kind of was like, let's do this for the
Why'd you want to put that hat on?
exactly.
Yeah, so back in the day, so it was during pageant days, which is not affiliated at all with Wyoming Discovery Days. It's its own wonderful thing. And
And that's still in August?
that is still in August, the first weekend of August. The pageant happens there, and a lot of other community events happen. We've got the fair that whole week, and then the fair ends on Friday. And this is all during the first week of August. This is not during our current time where we changed to. But then they have the firemen have their luncheon and open house, and the poker float. The search and rescue does the poker float, and there's a
That's always
5K
fun.
race that the school puts on. And so there's a lot of activities that weekend, and it's a wonderful weekend to be in Thermopolis. It's loads of fun. But and they always had a craft fair in the park, and that was part of that weekend as well. And so for us and then it went on. They changed the craft fair, and it came Bighorn Basin Folk Festival. And so then they started bringing in some music and some other things, and it had grown a little bit. And then when COVID had hit, there was no festival. So we stopped there. And then, so it's been 5 years now. This will be my fifth year of being director of the festival. And we changed it to Wyoming Discovery Days and decided to grow it from just a craft fair or just a smaller scale folk festival, and try to grow it and really bring it out of the Bighorn Basin and incorporate all of Wyoming, and just bring people to the state park, bring people to Thermopolis, and just have a great time. And did I mention the festival is free?
Yeah, it is free.
You go to any of
Free
these
is my
other
favorite. Free Fitty is my favorite.
It is. It's wonderful. So there's live music and lots of fun, and the whole weekend, and it does not cost to come in and bring your family, and there are things for all ages. It doesn't matter if you're 2 or if you're 82. There's something there that you will enjoy, and a lot of folks come for different reasons. Some people come and they just park it at the pavilion and watch the music the whole weekend, and they really don't even leave
They
that
don't care
area
about anything else
except,
except the music,
except for to go get food from the food trucks. Other folks, they don't come and for the music. They come and they want to shop all the vendors. And we have vendors from all over the place. Wonderful
All over
vendors.
the
It's a
place.
great vendor event. A lot of our vendors say this is their best event of the year. And so, and then some bring, and they've got their kids, and there's tons of activities. This year they're going to be kayaking in the cooling ponds. So that's fun. So
I couldn't believe
you can
that.
come up, and the state park will be hosting that and teaching people how to kayak, and you can kayak in our cooling ponds, which is fabulous.
Kayaking is
You know,
so
go out there,
much fun.
Petacoy or something. So,
Yeah, bring your shorts.
so there's just as we grow, it's just growing in and moving the festival away from all of those other wonderful festivities that were happening the first week of August.
Yeah.
We had to get away from that because of how we have grown. We couldn't get enough community support, and this truly is taking a community. So we needed more volunteers, but everybody was exhausted or at helping out with other things.
Right.
You can't volunteer 2 places at one time, and I understand that. And so we really need to move the weekend to where there wasn't other events going on in town, so that we could have the community support. People could come and actually attend it because they're not working something else, or they can come and volunteer, or they're not. It's
Right.
not at the end of the fair, because let's face it, when you're at the fair the entire week, all week, showing your animals and doing your things, you're exhausted. And so when fair ends on Friday, you go back out to the ranch and you stay. You don't want to come back into town and be outside walking around
too
a
many
festival.
people for a minute.
And so that's a large portion of our community that is involved with the fair here in town. And so we work really hard all year long, not just raising money, but trying to make this festival wonderful. And if a large portion of your community cannot attend, then that's not the heart of, we're doing this for everybody. And so we're really hoping that by moving the festival, it will be a better weekend for a lot of people to come. And I mean, no weekend is going to work perfect for everybody, and we understand that, but we wanted to make sure that there was something, that there weren't 100 other things going on in town keeping people away from the festival.
And it's gonna be big. Like, so it's like artisan craftsmen from all over the place, and like if you have like something you do, like a craft, or you have a passion, you could showcase that at this kind of this thing, and this is all Wyoming driven, and so like you've been doing something for years, and you just want to be able to show off what you've accomplished in your craft. You can do that too
and demonstrate.
right?
We really recommend that if you have a table that you set up and you're demonstrating your craft, if you're making glass jewelry, or if you're painting, or if you're woodworking, we've got drum makers that come. We've got
Cool.
knap makers for flint making, and all kinds of neat things, and geologists that comes and shares about the rocks, and all the things you can find in Wyoming. And there's just a lot of really wonderful things. So it's hands-on. It's great for learning. Kids can walk away with it, but adults walk away learning things too. So
That's cool. You have the blacksmith last year, right?
yes. We try to have a blacksmith every year.
And was that the one that was on Forge and Fire, or he had some sort of affiliation with that, right?
Yeah, and it's David, and hopefully he can come back this year.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because he is wonderful, and he's a lot of fun. He's kind of one of another one of the favorites for people to stop by and watch. So.
Sure,
you don't see a lot of blacksmiths anymore, so yeah, I imagine
and then
that's
Forge
pretty
and
cool.
Fire is like the Catalina wine mixer for them, So
and he was a trooper last year when it was 105 degrees out there, and he's out there working in
a furnace.
In a furnace. I was like, hats off to you, because it was last year was extra special with that heat.
I'm gonna have to buy one of those
drenched.
like fans that wrap around your neck and just have it blowing at me the whole time.
Yeah, we'll have some cooling stations this year and everything, but hopefully with moving out of August, maybe we'll.
Yeah,
be a
I mean
little
July
bit-
gets hot, but August is miserable.
So if I paint, or if I have a craft that I'm really passionate about, and I still wanted to be part of the Discovery Days, is there time for me to reach out?
Absolutely, yes, we do. We have I mentioned it's a very large park, and so we try to keep the applications open right up until the festival for people to keep coming
right.
in. And so we, eventually there will be a cutoff at some point if we get to that point where we can't get any more. But because of the size of the park and
Like
how
logistics
wonderful
get in
they
the
are.
way, that would be the only stopping,
Yes,
right?
yep.
It's like I just can't get
There's no
another
more
table
space,
for
yeah.
you. I
And-
don't have another spot to put you. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So we do. We
Is
have.
there a fee?
There is. It's $75 for the entire weekend. That covers the whole weekend.
That's not bad.
12th
Yeah.
and the 13th.
Yep, the 12th and the 13th. Yep, and you come and you can set up. You can, we recommend you bring a tent, but there is lovely shade in the state park, but the sun moves, and so does the shade. So we recommend bringing a canopy, and you get a 15 by 15 space there, and it's
Cool.
we're
Okay.
very generous with our space, so you're not
Shoulder
crowded
to
up on
shoulder
top of
and-
each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you won't put me next to the person that, like, I don't know, makes weird cheese from bees or something.
Well, maybe, but you won't be in their booth or right up to their booth. There'll be some space. So
Maybe there's
yeah,
some,
you have
like,
a little bit of.
someone that does some like really fragrant stuff could be like wafting over and like, come on, man.
If you have anybody going on with snakes, count me out. I'm done.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have a hard time with snakes myself.
I have a pet snake.
Really?
That's why I've
Wow.
never been to your house.
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Other than you've never invited me,
I
but
have like
Then there's that
15
too.
animals. Like it's.
My son, he's like, so Mom, what if I get a pet snake? I'm like, well, then you'll just have to come visit me at my home because
You can come visit me.
you can come visit
You're not
me.
living here anymore. You and the snake are now.
I hate snakes, man. Which is crazy because, like when I was a kid, I was like 10 when I moved to Wyoming, or like 9, whatever. You see snakes all the time in Arizona. I mean, monsoon season, you get all the rattlesnakes from the desert going to the roads. And never used to bother me. My aunt had 4 snakes at one time. I moved to Wyoming. All of a sudden, my fear, like the older I get, I was like, kid, do not like snakes. And I blame my Aunt Jessie for that. Thank you. Thank you.
The snake is
The opposite
completely
of a shout out.
harmless, and my snake is it's a pretty big boa, and
That makes it even worse for me. The bigger,
but- so it's interesting about snakes is like really they don't have a reason to bite you, right? It's like if they're starving, and then they're gonna kind of eat what they gotta eat, whatever's coming to them.
Your
But-
toddler.
Yeah, no, that's just it. Like, a snake to eat a toddler would be so massive, and the thing would have to be used to eating live and
Did
things
you
like
know that
that.
anacondas exist, right? Like, the movie's not fake. Granted, the snakes aren't that big.
You know that people aren't just holding an anaconda at home, like.
Well,
right?
but
know
I lived
that.
in Florida for 16 years, and there are big snakes down there. There are a lot of snakes down there, all over, all the time,
people
all
do.
the place.
I'm not saying that I have a person.
I would
eating
rather be in a
exotic
room
animal.
with a gator.
Me too, or a
than
bear.
snake. Yes.
So my kids
Give
have
me a
even
gorilla.
taken it to
Give
show
me a
and tell.
silverback gorilla.
My kids have even taken the snake to show and tell.
I would
At
run out of that
school.
room. Nope.
Me too.
And people pet it and they understand that, like, not all snakes are crazy. Now, rattlesnakes, I'm petrified. No,
It's all
I come
snakes.
from Washington State. Okay, not many things kill you instantaneously, around there. But then you come here and I'm like, what is this? I have to be afraid of a spider that can just eat me.
Yeah.
that can just.
So
What do you have here?
Yeah, so
Wyoming?
in Arizona, I'm not kidding. Like when it gets cold in the desert from the rain, so they all just come to the road to get warmed up, and you hear the crunch between the frogs and the snakes in the road trying to drive.
That
And
sounds like a serious nightmare I may have
it
had once or
is.
twice.
Yeah,
Maybe
so-
this is a weird dream of yours.
No, this happened. I remember because I remember my mom.
remember.
Was like, no, listen, because I remember.
Reels.
I remember we were driving to my aunt's house because my mom used to work overnights in a prison, and we were driving to my aunt's house, and she stops and she goes, "Look at that baby rattler.
Oh,
Don't get too close; it'll kill you."
Yeah, a rattler.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Cool, love that for me."
Yeah.
So trying to do anything in Arizona, you got to be really careful.
I love backpacking and hiking and things. I love just kind of being in the outdoors. And I'm just always like, there's going to be a snake somewhere. I'm not going to hear it. And it's going to bite me. And that's going to be the end of it. I'm always like so terrified
Even
of this
taking
stuff.
the trash out.
Right. It's like, and it's not that serious. I've been
It's not
here
that
for
deep, yeah.
17, 18 years now in Thermopolis. And yeah, I've not seen a single rattlesnake. I saw one black widow before, and it was like, of course it was going to be
Spiders
there.
are another thing for
yeah,
me.
me too.
You
I
can't do
text Aaron.
spiders either.
I text Aaron,
Yeah.
or I was on the phone with
Oh
Aaron
my
at work
goodness,
yesterday, and I
yeah.
was like,
Yesterday.
"What is that?" And I'm looking, and I was like, "Oh God!" I was like, "That is a big spider." And Aaron's like, "Just kill it." And I was like, "You don't understand how big this sucker is." Like, absolutely not. I was like, "I'm just gonna take the broom. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna do it." Thwap! He falls, and then he just scurries off, and I'm like, "Ah!"
He didn't die.
He did
I
not
don't know if
die.
he said. I'm like, he's not coming back for you.
I was like, "You don't know that.
don't
He's
know that."
coming back for me, man." So then I forgot completely, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna take a 5-minute break." And I sat down in a booth,
No.
and then I remembered, and I was like, "Nope!" And
Can't
like the
sit in the
whole left side of me got like anxiety because I was like the snake. I was like, I was like creepy
I'm
crawling.
gonna go clean something.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, get out of here! I don't want to do this anymore."
I need to go check labels on some stuff.
That's
Is
far away
the
from
temperatures
possible.
okay? Like,
So when you're putting all this together, do you have any like kind of? So I want some shocker stories. Like, do you have anything that was like this? Couldn't believe this happened kind of story.
So every year it like shocker or stress, loads of stress. Last year was probably the pinnacle of the hard festival on myself personally. We had we like to bring in a large generator for all of our food trucks.
Oh, yeah.
And that way we don't have tons of little diesel generators making loads of noise and blowing off diesel fumes while you're standing in line. So we're like, oh, for the comfort of everybody in the festival, so we don't have to listen to all the noise, we like to bring in a large generator and plug all of the food trucks into it. So it's just one central
Cool.
generator. Well, last year we got there and the generator worked before they brought it, and we got it down there to the space, and then the next day and that night, or the next morning, the food trucks are plugging into it and it's not working.
Oh.
This is on a weekend at Saturday, so I called everybody I could think of, any kind of generator warehouses, like, can you come and fix this? Like, we need this to work. And it would not work, and it was so hot. And most all of the food truck people were wonderful. There was one particular one that just really made my weekend difficult. It was very unkind to me. I'm like, I'm really sorry I did not plan for this to break. I was really trying to do
how dare you get
a
mad
good
because you have to do your
thing
job.
and help you guys out. But
totally
there was
planned
one
that.
particular
Yeah,
vendor
right.
that was very angry and unkind
man.
and upset with me. And so this year we will have 2 generators,
a backup
just in
and a
case
primary. Huh?
something happens, because things happen. And so we just chalk everything up to like a college education on things. But last year with that, and then it was a lot of things on the backside that happened that people coming to the festival don't ever know.
Sure.
But like we had one.
And what's the tea?
Right, exactly.
Clever.
Copper Coo.
That was
is what
very
the tea is now.
Also take it off.
Make sure you lift your pinky.
I'm like out of water.
So real quick, there's a picture of that spider.
Oh, that is big. Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah, that
Not a
would
fan.
make me
Not-
a little
yeah.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Now you see why I freaked out. Sorry about that. I had to pull my phone out to show it.
It's for real.
You don't have to apologize for taking out your phone. I have a whole laptop here. It's dead, but I have a laptop. Yeah,
It's no longer working.
I didn't plug in. I figured it would be on battery and stuff, and I wasn't even really using it.
Let me tell you guys, he's good job. I'm so proud of him.
Every episode, I learn leaps and bounds. Okay.
See,
Every
that's the
episode,
festival
so.
way. It's you learn something every
Right.
single time, and you don't let it defeat you.
Valve
You just learn from
protectors.
it.
This is your valve protector. This is your kryptonite here.
And charging a laptop.
Yes.
Yeah. I just don't like dragging more cables, but
Cables are
yeah.
it's a thing.
So you have to manage 5,000 people coming in and out of the park, and then all your volunteers and who's where, and then somehow be able to enjoy it yourself. So what kind of things do you do to try to take time? Is there a moment where you just like, hey guys, I'm off limits for like an hour? Like, how do you get to enjoy it?
Well, I'm not particularly great about taking breaks, but I have a sister who's very bossy to me. Maybe not to everybody, but
Shout
to her
out.
little sister. She's bossy, and so she'll come in and force me to take breaks and and drag me off somewhere. I'm like, Audra, you need to sit and eat, And so because I just will keep.
So you
going
don't
and
you
going
don't take
and
time
going.
for yourself.
But
She does because her sister's like, listen here, lady.
Yeah, you don't argue with your big sister. You just
Fair
okay,
enough.
Well, if you're my little brother, he'll say differently.
Put them in line.
So yeah,
than me.
usually second day of the festival, which is Sunday, I have more time to go around and like just really speak with the vendors and see how they're doing and check out their wares and their crafts and their art and everything. And last year I did not have that because of the heat and just it was a lot of things over and over again. So last year was really rough. I didn't get that slow down time where I could just really walk the festival and talk with everybody and make sure, because day one on Saturday, it's just putting out fire after fire, like, oh, this person needs this person. And so trying to help and coordinate that and find volunteers or find a runner to go get this or that. And so, that's usually the first day is pretty booked solid with that. And then hopefully usually Sundays, it's a little bit more, everything's already ran a full day and things are kind of going and then I can get out and
All right.
So, do all your vendors stay the whole weekend, or do some of them are like, "Hey, Saturday's over, I'm gone now"?
yeah,
Or-
we request that everybody stay both days so that it's not a mass exodus. We don't want to have some fabulous festival on Saturday and then a ghost town on Sunday. And so it's a 2 days festival. And so we like people to commit to being there for both days. Now, obviously, if there's some kind of emergency or something where somebody has to pull out, that has
There's
happened.
reasons
Yeah,
that you
that
might
has
have
happened
to,
before. But we don't like to leave holes in the festival. So we do request that people come and hang for both days. And
Which is fair,
a lot of
'cause,
times
I mean,
they
I think
do
like
really
if I can't
well on
make it
Sunday.
Saturday, yeah, exactly. Because if I can't make it Saturday, because a lot of people can't.
A lot of
They're
people
still
work
working.
on Saturdays
exactly.
and they can't come. Yeah, so Sunday's still a very busy day for us. A lot of places, I think the fear in other places, people are like, oh, well, we did something on a Sunday and nobody came. But our Sunday, like we bring in kind of our heavy hitter musicians to the pavilion.
Right.
Well, not all of them because Saturday's still wonderful with a lot of great musicians
Yeah,
too.
it's hard to grade them,
Yeah,
right?
but our biggest ones, then we have a weenie dog race, a dachshund race. So and that's
what?
on Sunday.
Bet.
Yes, so
I'm
it's
going.
amazing. Like you got little dachshunds, their legs are about this big and they're racing. So yeah, if you have a dachshund, dash hound, a weenie dog, whatever you want to call them, bring them in for the race because it's so fun. And then we start on, there's a little costume contest at the beginning of the race, so they all come dressed up in their little costumes.
Cute.
And then they'll race, and yeah,
I'm
it's a
sorry,
good time.
but wiener dogs are so underrated. Like they're the sweetest little
on.
thing. Oh my gosh.
So are snakes.
Ew.
They're so sweet.
We probably will not have a snake race. I'm sorry, Aaron.
No, it's good. That I don't know.
That'd be terrifying. Could you imagine?
They'd have to have like a really special kind of cool enclosure for them to do it, and the humidity. And
So,
it's a
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
have you ever been to the reptile gardens?
Yeah,
in South Dakota.
That's one of my traumatic experiences as a child.
So,
I haven't.
okay, so I hate snakes, but it's a really cool experience.
It's very cool.
It is really
A lot of
cool.
it, except for
Go
parts.
more in the summer, like the winter, spring-ish. It's still kind of cold for a lot of the animals to be
That
out.
makes sense.
So they
Is this
have
like a zoo for reptiles? Like, what's
basically,
Kind of,
yeah.
yeah.
So they even have like, and they have it numbered. Like this is the most poisonous snake in the world. This is the 10th poisonous snake in the world.
Yeah, let's just go there. Like, why not?
It's like a big
No.
atrium where there's trees and everything growing, and you're just walking through, and there's just snakes and frogs and all kinds of things everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're walking through, and I'm like,
So-
seriously, I was gonna have cavities for us.
Freaked me out. So I was with my wife at the time. We were getting ready to fly out to go to Vegas for
Yeah.
a friend's wedding. So we're like trying to waste time. We're like, oh, reptile gardens, that'd be cool, whatever. I'm walking by this snake and I barely like turned to look at him and he strikes. Thankfully the glass was there. And I look over and it was the 6th poisonous snake. And I was like,
My God.
Oh, you'd have
could've
been
died.
fine. It was,
I could've died. There's still 5 more.
more poisons. You'd have been absolutely fine, Taylor.
Only the 6.
You're being dramatic.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
so dramatic. But no, I probably am being dramatic and that's fine. But yeah, it like freaked me out. I was like, I could have died. Do you see that? Like, this
That's
is why I don't go to
wild.
places like this. Screw
That's
snakes.
wild.
I could have died.
It doesn't take venom. My heart will stop regardless.
Yeah, my heart's gonna stop from a freaking heart attack, not the venom.
Before the venom even gets there, I'm already.
I'm already dead.
I just
God.
succumb to the.
Kill me now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So I even have a video, and it's kind of funny of feeding the snake, and we feed not live and stuff. So we put it in there.
For
and-
those of you that don't know, real quick, he means like some snakes eat mice and stuff, and it's not live
Yeah,
mice.
living, yeah,
Yeah.
and we don't.
You buy
they've
frozen
already
dinners.
They've frozen frozen TV dinners for the snake,
Sandra Bullock and Miss
and they've
Congeniality.
been
frozen dinners.
killed humanely and things like that. So there's some things that we kind of take into consideration, but so we were feeding it, and maybe it wasn't warm enough or something, but the snake went to strike and missed and hit the glass and knocked itself stupid for a minute.
I would love to watch that video. I'm not gonna lie.
Thunk and just like. I think it.
Work on your aim a little bit, buddy.
I think it might be a little on the
That's
Timmy side.
That's
You know?
so funny.
Timmy.
So, and you know what's funny is not liking snakes. My favorite baseball team, Diamondbacks.
The Diamondback.
The
Oh, come
Diamondback.
on. That
makes sense.
It's not like in the snake. It's like in the baseball team.
I had Diamondback bike.
Their
Bicycle
mascot
was
is a snake.
Weird. I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah, so their mascot's a snake, or it used to be. I don't know, but yeah, they're called the Diamondbacks, and they have like this other team that play on Saturdays called the Serpents.
Oh.
So
They really like snakes.
Arizona, that's what they're known for. Like you are
guess.
on the interstate in Tucson, and I don't know if it's still there. I haven't seen it in years, but they have this long bridge kind of thing, and it looks like a diamondback rattlesnake.
Oh, that's
I think
fun.
like it's in Tucson, or it could be in Phoenix, closer to
Right.
the baseball stadium. But yeah, I'm like, oh, as a kid, like that's super cool. I mean, it's still cool as an adult, but scared of
Right.
snakes now. So
We have buffalo in the buffalo.
we got the
pasture.
buffalo.
I think that's better than snakes to represent.
They're pretty cute.
They're cute.
Yeah.
Just don't touch them.
Yeah,
Please
don't
don't
they're,
touch them.
They're
Oh.
not like the coos. Like
Yeah.
they're
PSA,
different fluffy cows.
public
Don't-
safety announcement.
Don't go up and
You can
pet
pet
them.
you can pet her fluffy
Yes.
cows, just not the buffalo fluffy
yes,
cow.
Yeah.
different fluffy cows.
Yes.
Do not try to engage with a buffalo. You stay lots of distance away. They're not docile. They will charge. They are they get agitated easily, especially when someone's flashing
So
a
many
camera
people
and
do
standing
it
around like
that
a dork.
almost everybody that I talk to is like, well, there's one for the year, and they just keep this.
I
Yeah,
think
I-
they've
It's
already
like-
started in Yellowstone, haven't they?
Yeah, I think there's like one
they
or
already
two
had
now.
one.
A
Yeah.
Florida man.
I think we have
Yeah.
there's like a Facebook group or something there that is like, tourists did this day or something kind of
Yeah.
deal, like almost like a Florida man thing, or it's like pictures or articles and things like that of tourists doing wild things that, for us, we're like, how would you ever think about petting a bison?
Yeah.
And then
That's like going up to a
there's an article.
silverback gorilla and being like, "Let me just
High
love
five,
you."
bro.
Yeah.
Let's just dab up. Like,
Aw,
No,
thanks for
right?
being my bestie.
and they look like they're pretty chill, right? It's like a cow. Cows don't bite people. I never heard of someone, but they ram. They charge at you, like, and people have been seriously injured. So please, if you're visiting, check them out. It is so cool. Get your pictures from the road. Stay in your car, and don't try to get too close to them, even with your car. Please, if they're on the side of the road, try to give them a wide berth there, as they call it. Just
I've seen videos of them
respect.
ramming cars too.
Yeah.
Like they don't mess around.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen a lot, but when people get a little testy, they get testy back.
Well,
so
they all have their days.
please.
They're like people. We have our days. Sometimes you don't poke a bear, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
they're allowed to have their days too. It's
I might look pretty docile too, but I mean, you start flashing cameras in my face.
Right. I mean,
and
and I'm
being
sure that like the buffalo in Yellowstone or even here in Thermopolis, I'm sure they're used to like people, the cars driving around and seeing them, but it doesn't give you the right to go touch them.
Well, they're not used to seeing people coming right
Well,
upon
see,
them,
and I think the
know?
buffalo here may be a little bit more used to like a human interaction because they actually have somebody
Sure.
that
They're
you know.
handlers and
yeah,
things.
exactly. But the wild buffalo in Yellowstone do not have that.
No.
Don't be stupid.
And ours are still wild.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's not. I don't mean to say it
Yeah,
like
don't
that.
downplay how serious
Yeah.
ours can be, because
Yeah.
last
And
thing
they
we
just had a
want
baby
is
yesterday. First
They
baby of the
did.
year.
the first baby
First
of the year.
baby of the year.
Congrats.
Yes. I'm gonna go see him.
We love the babies.
Yeah,
love the
I'll
babies.
have to
Don't go
let
pet the babies either,
let
because
So-
that
my
means the
daughter
mom
know.
is close.
True. So
petting
speaking of
babies.
buffalo from Thermop, I don't know if you remember, there used to be a really big buffalo named Flower, big bull. One of the biggest buffalo I think that we've had, and they actually taxidermied him, and he was in the dinosaur center for a while. I don't know if he's still there or not, but yeah, he was up at the dinosaur center. I went there with my wife at the time, and I was like, I haven't seen that buffalo in years. Like I knew immediately who he was, and I don't know how I knew, but
How
I
long
just
ago
knew.
was this? I remember because there was this one that had really cool hair. I'm wondering if that was, I don't know, I called him Afro or something, but he had an amazing,
Like a
Like,
mane or
yeah.
well, yeah, it wasn't so much a mane. It was impressive.
You might have to actually ask the dinosaur center if they still have
Well,
Flower.
That's a great caveat, because shout out Dinosaur
Ew.
Center.
There you go.
Tomorrow they're going to do a
Yeah.
live tour with us, and so we're going to record the whole thing, and they have a private guide, and we're going to go through the whole thing and show like the experience that you're going to have as like a customer kind of coming in and getting a tour done, and then that means hopefully that'll translate for you to be able to go check it out yourself and see a lot of these cool things, and maybe have some more information when you go in to show your friends and stuff like that. So I'm excited to do our first customer experience episode
It'd be neat.
tomorrow.
And they just remodeled, so it'll be even people who have been before. Probably this will be a new view for them as well.
Yeah. I think it's in our backyard again, right? It's right over here, and only
But there's nothing to do,
it's
Aaron.
there. Oh,
know,
you're
right?
right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm
Heartbreaking.
breaking the narrative of nothing to
Nothing
do.
How dare you
Yeah.
bring up something to do, like maybe coming and enjoying some tea at Audra's or going to the dinosaur center? Come
Dinosaur
on.
Center. Checking
It's
out
not, it's only
buffalo.
cheap, if you're a local, it's only $1 to go to the dinosaur center.
Yeah,
What do you
I think it might be
mean?
like $2 or so now.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
is
it's
it now?
only like
Okay.
it's
Under $5.
You could probably
It's
scrounge
very fair,
the
yeah.
couch change to be able to go as a local and stuff, and everything. But
And veterans as well. They get special price over there, so I think might be close to that price. for
shout out to veterans,
Yes.
as one, but yeah, all veterans. Like, thank you very much for the service that
Absolutely,
you
yes.
guys provide. It's really underrated. Of course, I'm a veteran, but like, I also know like the things that go on over there and the things that you have to endure, even just being enlisted and maybe you're still within the States. Like, there's still a demand that's being placed upon you, and you volunteered. But you volunteered for the sake of the country, and thank you for that. So
Absolutely.
shout out
Absolutely.
to veterans.
Yes, thank you.
We could put on, Discovery Days. We could put on these really cool 4th of July events and stuff because we are able to maintain the status quo and our, freedom. So
Absolutely. That's
like,
right.
Yeah,
shout out
it's-
to those
so
guys.
It's like
Yes.
the VFW. I think it's Memorial Day ? And maybe even Veterans Day. They go around. I think it's Memorial Day.
Yeah.
They go around and do like the was it 7-man salute or something that they do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't linked up a lot with the VFW personally.
I don't know if they still
should
do it,
more,
but I
but-
know a couple of years ago, I was like, "Why is that gunfire?" And I think they're shooting like blanks or something for
Yeah.
the 7-man salute.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out. There's a lot of cool things going on in the VFW as well. If you're interested in that kind of, and like veterans and freedom in America, just the subtle things. Check out what the local VFW and stuff has going on too. There's always something that they're doing as well. So
Yeah.
that's a good shout out to them. Respect that. So you guys are doing a big Independence Day, a big Freedom Fest 25 here, on the 4th of July.
Yes.
And this is a supplementary thing to the Discovery Days.
Yep, this is our same group putting this on, and it really came about. Last year was our first one, and we kept getting the question, and so many people were talking about everybody leaves Thermopolis for the 4th of July to go to activities other places, because we didn't have anything collectively as a community going.
Yeah. Just the fireworks show,
Yep, there's always a fireworks here, but, people leave and go, to Lander or to Ten Sleep or to Cody for the day, and so they didn't have things here. And yet a lot of people come to Thermopolis as vacationers on the 4th of July, and a lot of our stores and restaurants are based closed, so that, they're with their family, but then people are coming to our town and everything's closed and nothing's going on. So I'm like, well, let's have something and let's just do something about it. So we last year had a street dance and down by where the farmers market is at the flagpole, and closed off that street, and we had live music and bounce houses and the photo booth and food.
That's amazing.
And we had there was a bar there and the fireworks, and so we we sold out of food, which was wonderful. And
it's always good when you're selling out.
We got rained out, so we did have to end it early, and it stopped raining in time for the fireworks, which was lovely. But we packed up the festival, or the Freedom Fest, early, because we were sold out food, and it started torrential downpour. So, but it was a lot of fun while it was going.
Heck yeah! So speaking of fireworks, we need to talk about this. What are we doing at the Chase Rice concert the first time in Wyoming? What are we doing?
Right. So this is exciting. So we had originally planned on doing fireworks, because who doesn't love fireworks, right? And so having fireworks 2 weekends in a row, great. I think that's a great idea.
Sure.
But as I'm walking the grounds up there, I saw there's just a lot of dry vegetation all over up here. And as a
come on, Mother Nature, we need some rain.
Proof of concept year, and I'm just imagining bringing this concert to Thermopolis and wanting this to be the forefront so we can continue doing cool big things here in Thermopolis. I was like, well, if we burn down the area up here from fireworks, that might not look so great on us. So we were doing some brainstorming, and there are these really cool things called drone shows, and they have the one we're bringing in is over 300 drones, and they are all flying up there, and it's all choreographed to music, and it's like a fireworks show, only there's no sparks and debris coming down to hit you.
Potentially better, right?
Yeah, amazing. And so they the fireworks, they can be...
They can design whatever you want.
Yeah, the designs are cool. So we are looking for, if anybody, because we're looking for loads of sponsors, because did I mention this is a lot of money and we have to raise this, but we are looking for sponsorships. And so there is still the opening for the drone show sponsor, and then you will have your logo lit up in the sky over for all of Hot Springs County to see, and everybody at the festival and concert. And it'll be really, really amazing. Wow. But yeah, it's neat to bring something for the first time to Wyoming. In Thermopolis. So.
In Thermopolis. Yeah.
And this is and this will be going on during the show.
This will be after the show. So this will be the after Chase is finished. This will be the drone show will then start. So
okay. So how long is Chase going? I know he starts. The gates open at like 6, and he starts
gates
at 7.
Open at 6. Well, Chase doesn't start. There are opening acts, so Chase enough. Will probably go in about 8.
Okay.
Yeah. This is when he'll start. And
that's
then,
cool.
Yeah.
So then after that, the big drone show. It's a drone light show. Mm-hmm. So these drones are equipped with an array of lights, and then they all are in synchronized, like flying together to be really cool patterns, really cool designs, really cool, like interesting and dynamic, like visionary things, which is arguably cooler than fireworks, which. Fireworks are pretty impressive in which they find a way to shoot off at the right time and the lights are all synchronized into that sense. But when you get into the 2025, when we get into the new technology with drones, they can simulate that so easily, like just a firework burst, that like it's almost mundane for them when you can do things like animated creatures and things like that. So like be stoked for this, because I'm so excited. I was hoping our fire department would maybe get on board with like being able to do drone shows instead of doing the fireworks. So I know it's a little like, what, fireworks on 4th of July? You're not going to do that? But like, hear me out. this is a way they could stop putting T Hill on fire. It's not like they try to. They really do a lot.
Take away all their fun. These are firemen. They like putting fires out.
Yeah, firemen like shooting fires. Yeah, no. Give them job security if they get out
exactly.
4th of July fire.
So
right?
there was a couple of years ago, I had just gotten off work, and we went to go watch fireworks. It lasted probably 15 minutes before the hill caught 3 fires.
Yeah.
And we were like, ooh, okay.
Right.
Rough.
And I love fireworks, so
I'm
still a huge proponent for. I mean, but the other thing is, for people with animals that are sensitive to the booms and all of that. That's another great thing about the drone show is we won't be triggering hopefully people's animals in the area. So
that's
I think that will help us.
Weird question. You might not even know the answer, but is there like an epilepsy warning to something like this?
I don't know. That is a great question. I'll have to look that up. So, it's. I don't know because we've never had one in Wyoming. So.
I wouldn't think so.
Well,
I don't think it like flashes enough.
Okay, so I guess hear me out though.
If fireworks set your epilepsy off, then I would be cautious maybe for a drone show as well.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I guess my thing too though is like at a concert you have a lot of lights that are flashing back and forth. So you think if you'd have like I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy your life. You know, if you have epilepsy, that's by any means not what I'm saying. You'd think you'd be a little cautious about like going to a concert alone and then doing the drone show or the fireworks, whatever.
Right. I would. That was an off question, kind of.
Yeah,
But
that's a good question. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that in particular, so I can definitely look into that. And
I would just encourage if you are interested in how it affects epilepsy or not, just go ahead and
some research.
Yeah, do some research. Look on their website. The different drone show companies. They probably will have like the knowledge and base out there, or you can reach out to that. So just do some due diligence if you are sensitive to flashing lights and things like that. That make sure. That maybe the drone show, if maybe you went to the drone show because it's safer than going to a fireworks show, and then you turned out you're like, oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
So just do some research, please, and be careful, be safe. Have all the fun.
So, and real quick, I want to give a shout out to the Thermopolis Volunteer Fire Department. I mean, they know they do a lot for the community. We do thank you guys so much for the fireworks display that you guys do every year on the 4th.
Very much.
We enjoy it.
Needed.
Exactly. It's
they
something.
do a great job. They really do.
So, yeah, I think.
Are they going to do Fill the Boot this year?
I think so. I think I might have seen something about it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was already. They do it in. I want to say May, don't they? Like the end of.
It's close to 4th of July.
I know they are accepting donations for the fireworks. They've sent a letter out. So if anybody has donations that they would like to send to the fire department here for the fireworks, they are accepting donations for that.
Right on. Grab your pocket change.
Yeah. So speaking of first responders, you're going to have a first aid tent up there at the concert and all that stuff?
Yep, we'll have one at the festival and at the concert.
Cool.
Yep, and the sheriff department will be present up there, and they'll have a station up there as well, just for comfort of people and everything like that. So there will be some security but it's just really, we want everybody to have a good time, enjoy the music, enjoy each other, enjoy the community, and
and be safe.
Yeah, and be safe.
100%.
So with this being the first year, we just want it to go smoothly and safely and fun for everybody, so that we can do it again.
And this is 100% kid friendly, right?
Yep, there are kids coming to the concert. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
there will be alcohol there. So I will just let people there is an option where people will be carded, and you'll have to have the proper you have to have the proper identification in order to get a beverage, but there will be that. So
there will be
you have children
there.
that
So if
you
you're
don't want.
Not interested in having your kids around alcohol use, maybe then something would maybe stay away from that or that. Okay. Don't be close to the beer garden tent, right?
Don't be in line for the bar if that's the case.
I'm sure there's going to be. It's probably going to have like a flow to it where if you're interested in alcohol, you'll be at the concert but close to the alcohol, so you don't have to make such a trip.
There'll be different stations and stuff. So
if you are more family oriented and you don't want to have alcohol around you, then it might be further away from the tents are probably the better way to do it, right? Because it makes it difficult to travel.
Yeah, for sure. I also wanted to talk about parking because
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, so at first we weren't quite sure what we were going to need to do, if we were going to have to shuttle up there or not. But we will be parking on the old airport property, which is on the other side of the fence from where the concert will be on the driving range. so on the golf course side, and then we'll be parking on the old airport site. And so you will be able to drive up to the concert. Please, if you are drinking, make sure you have a designated driver. Little
Please.
announcement there. Do not risk driving home after the concert if you've been drinking. So it'll be kind of a one-way road going up Airport Road.
So Airport Road's a one-way.
Yep, that's the one-way. We'll be going up. That will get you into the gate, into the concert. That's where you'll park up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a new county road that has been built down the backside that brings you out to the highway as you're going to Worland, right there at the base of Hospital Hill.
So it brings you up to North Highway 20.
Yep. Just right at the base of Hospital Hill there. And so that will be the exit. So it's going to be a one-way out. So you cannot come into the concert via that. That will be blocked off. It's emergency vehicle use only during the concert and before the concert. So no, don't try to come up that back road.
Yeah.
At all.
It's not a sneaky way to get into the concert or nothing.
Yes.
You will get turned around.
Yeah.
There will be,
So
it's not fun for you.
No use for that road before the concert, but that will be the exit point. So you'll be coming up one direction and you'll be going out the other. So it'll be very easy and just be prepared for that if you're going to drive.
So I come up Airport Road and I go park, and the parking is going to be primarily on the old airstrip, or what's happening?
Yeah, you'll go through the gate, and we'll have big banners and signs and people guiding everybody in, and parking assistants like showing you where to go. So we will have all of that, but look for the big yellow sign that says parking here.
Interesting. Do we have to pay for parking?
So we are discussing that right now. I believe that we will at least have a donation bucket, if not a minimal charge for parking to get up there, because we have to make sure that the whole airport area is groomed for parking, so that meaning we have to mow it and get it brush hogged and mow it. I was talking with Shane over at Road and Bridges, and he recommended that we do it twice before the concert.
Good idea.
So there is definitely a fee associated with us having to use that property, and then we have to obviously make sure that we leave it very clean. So please do not throw your trash. There'll be trash receptacles all over. Please do not throw trash.
Be respectful.
Be very respectful, please. Not only on the parking on the airport side, but also on the golf course side. We just ask everybody to, be respectful.
So there may be parking fees, or there might just be a donation thing.
Yeah.
Please help us out. We got the volunteers are volunteering, but they also get to miss out on a lot of the concert and stuff by managing traffic and things like that. So, a shout out to those guys that are helping out. So we park our vehicles and the runway, the old runway. Mm-hmm. Is that gonna be torn out beforehand?
Yes, they have already, I believe, torn it out and been making their piles and everything. So the old runway will not be that asphalt anymore. Okay. There.
So it'll be like a dirt, gravelly dirt area.
Yep. And we are working with the county engineer and for the parking spaces. So whether we use all of the runway, none of the runway, and we use the other area, he's working all that out for us for parking spaces. But there is a lot of parking up there.
And the original design was 2,000 people, right? Mm-hmm. Parking spots.
The original, about between 1,500 2,000 parking spaces was the original, but there's space up there for many more.
Right, and that's still being designed and worked out. Yep. So we're not there yet, but it is cool that like the things that go in to be able to do this. Like this is the Chase Rice concert, and we're having to reconstruct the old airport in order to be able to accommodate a concert of this size.
There's a lot of logistics that go in and behind the scenes, and that's why we're very grateful for the county and the commissioners and their approval and their wisdom on things, and the town and the everything from like in the trash, everything, like everybody is coming together for this, and we really appreciate everybody for it, and the firemen will be up and around, mm-hmm. and they're just for if we need things, so it's really all hands on deck putting something like this.
So I'm curious with this. Have you seen any type of real pushback? Like, is there any trouble spots you've had somewhere of like, so and so wouldn't let like their committee or this area of people that they didn't let us do this, or they barred us from doing something like this? Like, is there any like real pushback moments that you've had?
No, we haven't had any main pushbacks this year. Everybody's been very supportive.
Wow.
And which is really wonderful. That's
what it should be.
Yeah. And so and again, this is proof of concept year. And so we just need to make sure that we're doing it to the best of our ability, trying to foresee any kind of problems or trouble that we might have and try to deal with that before it were to happen. And so there's a lot of planning and logistics are going into this. We're not taking this lightly and just like, hey, let's throw a concert and not doing anything.
Yeah, we'll grab a couple picnic tables. It'll be fine.
It's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very organized event, and we are getting a lot of community support from the different organizations that run the town.
That's
and
amazing.
We appreciate that a lot. I'd say the pushback might be the Thermopolis rumor mill. So that yesterday I was brought aware.
I was going to bring this up.
Bring the tea.
Yeah. So
Speaking of Andy,
we need some tea, Andy. We definitely. I found yesterday that there was a rumor going around that the concert had been canceled, and I was like, wait, what?
That is not
canceled concert.
Yeah, they thought
as you like have a fresh batch of flyers.
Yeah, as
printed.
I'm like selling tickets and
he's
trying to like
currently
post
selling
in the town.
a ticket. Yeah.
And so, but yeah, apparently there was a rumor that the concert was canceled because we've not sold 3,000 tickets already, and so therefore somebody had thought that the concert was canceled. I was like, no. There, like, with respect to large artists, there is a minimum. Like, they want to make sure that you sell enough concert to where it's not embarrassing for them to come to your town, right?
Right.
And so that is a thing. But we've sold enough tickets now where we are past that threshold.
Oh, cool.
And so we should be just fine, bar any like emergency crazy act of God that is out of our control.
Yeah.
On the outside. The concert is not canceled, and so
it'll be Saturday, July 12th.
Yes,
Chase
Woo!
Rice,
be there. Get your tickets early.
Yeah.
Saturday.
You should be on the radio. But yeah,
I would love to cover that as a live podcast.
You should absolutely do that. I think that'd be great.
We'll talk about press passes later.
He's got to cover me because I took the time off, so he's got to cover me.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I might see if I can bring a guy down and
you maybe
be able to
should
try taking that off so I can do that. So
that would be fantastic. This would be, this will be a good one to cover, the first ever.
Yeah.
The first
Respectfully,
ever.
I don't know if I want to work on my birthday though. I'll have you do all that, okay?
What the 10th?
No. I'm talking about if we're both able to get to the Chase Rice concert and stuff, and you're like, live event, like I'm gonna be hanging out.
She's
you
Yeah,
don't want to work the podcast for that? No, that's fine. That's fine.
We'll get
The
Chase,
next day,
we'll get Chase
I
to
got
do it.
totally get
Maybe he'll give you a shout out. We'll see.
Yeah, I can do
I don't know.
if someone's going to
There's
want
no
to hang out with
promises,
me
but-
and talk about the concert and have front row access,
100%.
and artist, and
100%.
get a signature on a hat and all this stuff. Someone want to do that with me. I'm just saying.
You'll find
That's
somebody.
bribery, and that's not fair.
I said someone will. I don't know.
In here, I thought.
You don't have to be interested in
Remember
that.
the tea?
No, I would love to. I'd love to shake his hand. I'd love to get a picture with him. I would love to get a signature.
I'm not
on my
saying I have
hat.
access to any of that. No. I was just
Audra
being
does.
hyperbolic.
Audra. No, but I just want to give a quick shout out to you and the Discovery Days community. Wow.
Community.
It's community versus community.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're
That's
all
exactly
together.
what
I like
happened.
it. I see where you're going.
That's exactly
I like
what happened. So either way, I want to give a big shout out to you guys for doing this for us, for the town, and bring in somebody like Chase Rice and
do all this
bring in all
work.
these vendors, and like you guys are doing an amazing job, and I'm so excited to see how it all plays out. And I hope that you guys don't have any. I mean, I'm sure there's probably going to be some hiccups, but I pray that they're very little for
Thank you.
And
Yeah. Shout out to all you volunteers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
yes.
We need you so much.
A big shout out to you
Fabulous.
guys. Thank you so much, and shout out to your tea because I'm going to shout this out every time.
Every time I take a sip, and make sure you know. Yeah.
I was just going to make a happy little face.
So you haven't really had general pushback from the town or counties or anything crazy. That stinks. I was hoping some juicy stuff.
I
but
know. I'm
maybe we
sorry.
can,
Yeah, our town's just
Hey, you,
greater
you
than
know,
sometimes
Mr.
people like to
John
talk about.
Doe.
so
No.
sorry that the community's coming together.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Right.
I want to just make sure everyone's towing the line. If someone's stepping out, we're gonna call them out on the pod, and we're gonna be like, hey,
you stop
know
that
what?
right
All
now.
of us want this to happen.
Yeah,
you
stop
are
it right
being
now.
a naysayer, so
Don't be a naysayer.
yeah.
You're the only one, and it
you
doesn't
could donate
matter,
your
it's fine.
time as a hater somewhere else.
Quit drinking that haterade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other events that you can hate on. This one's not one of them.
Yeah.
You're part of our town.
You know,
and
it's
you're
like,
gonna live here. You're part of it.
Hashtag don't be a hater.
Don't be a hater.
The DGK, you know, like the brand back in the day, the skater brand. I love haters, bro. Motivation. Let's go.
Yeah. Haters are giving motivation, right?
Haters gonna hate.
I always like when I approach things like this. It's like, how can I make it happen? Not can we make it happen?
Right.
It's only I like to approach things of like, I have a big idea. Let's start a podcast, right? I have a big idea, and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to make it work?
Yes.
Not necessarily like, why can't I? Oh, I need to do this. I don't set like a lot of bars when it comes to things. It's like, if I have a harebrained idea, and you ask my wife, she's exhausted when I do this, because I'll be like, hey, you think we could go to the Denver Zoo tomorrow? And she's like, what? I'm like, well, it'd be cool. It's our son's birthday, and we can take him to the zoo, and on a whim. And she's like, well, what about work? I'm like, well, none of us work tomorrow. And they're like, okay, well, what about? And like, how can we make this happen? Not like, you know. And so it was like, well, we leave tonight. I can book a hotel room on the way, and I suppose we can then we'll spend the whole day, and then we'll drive back. I'm like, there it is,
There
right?
you go.
Like, now we made it happen, rather than being like, well, we can't just up and leave. No, we did.
you can.
We up and left that evening. We had dinner, and we were like, okay, we're gonna throw everything in, pack our bag and strollers and all this stuff, and we jetted out, and there it is. So like, we made it happen. And that's like that's the approach I like to do things. If I have an idea, it's like, what is it going to take? I know it could be far fetched. It could be like, okay, we're gonna have to move Round Top to over there, and I'm like, okay, then what does that take? Like, how do we move a mountain? You know, like, how do we move the mountain? Not, you know, we can't move a mountain. No, we can.
You can.
This is America.
There you go.
We can make it happen.
So with the podcast thing, he
Yes.
Do you need to handle business? That's fine.
yeah, we can
I'll
pause.
call you.
It's okay. You have a lot of hats. This might be
Right.
just one of them. You need to go.
I think we're okay.
Okay. All right. We can even mute your mic, and you can just shout out. You know.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Oh, this podcast.
podcast.
Aaron's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this podcast, and I'm like, good for you. And then he didn't even ask me. I was just like, I'm doing this with you. Like, this
You're
is
like,
how
I
we're
want to
doing
do
it.
this with you. Yeah.
Yep. And we went for a walk one night around town. I said I would like to be a part of it. I think it'd be really cool. Like, and I think that's partially where I was going yesterday, giving a shout out to the podcast that I listened to, and you know, because I kind of wanted to start a podcast, and I love doing it. I'm, you know, we're getting a lot of compliments and good feedback from the community.
It's a lot of fun.
We have
A lot of support.
we have a lot of friends even from out of town who are listening, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. So
I got family back in Washington State, and you know, they're
Yeah.
cheering me on too, and stuff. So it's kind of cool. That's not just here in Thermopolis.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
Yeah,
it's
everybody-
We're
it's
branching
centered
out.
around.
Yeah,
It's
it's
centered around
and
Thermopolis.
word travels
you know.
fast, man. No matter what you believe, this world is a very small place.
Yes.
Like,
It
a
is.
very small place. So
Absolutely.
You know, I give perspective for people. It's, you know, the town, the city of Seattle is the population of Wyoming.
where I'm from in
Right?
Tucson is the population of Wyoming.
Exactly.
yeah.
Like these,
bigger.
A lot of these, even not even major cities, are larger than the 500,000 people that live here in Wyoming, and that's not an exact number, but
We're gonna
like,
Google it. I'm gonna find out how many people. Live
all
in
right,
Wyoming.
yeah, and then we can just put some culture shock into people. So it's really kind of Wyoming, and especially Thermopolis, tends to be like a melting pot. I noticed, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, you as a shop owner here, you see people all the time coming in. And then, like, they're from out of town, but maybe they stayed a little longer, and now they live here. You know, like, that's kind of the story you get from Thermopolis. And it's really interesting how, like, when I first got here, it was like, oh, you know, we thumb our nose at out-of-towners and stuff. Like, you know, watch out for your license plate because they can give you some hard times because it's a Washington license plate and stuff. And I was like, man, that kind of stinks. But, like, I come from a place where you keep your head down, you don't bother with anybody's business. So, like, why is people bothering in my business? So it was that kind of thing. Almost immediately, people are just waving. You know, they see me driving down the road, they just wave and stuff like that. I had a nice car, so maybe that was part of it. But like, everyone was so
you wave.
friendly.
If you don't wave, you're not being very kind. If you're driving, you don't wave at the people who are coming. I've had people come and visit, and they're like, "Did you know that person?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Why'd they wave at you?" I'm like, Well, that's what you do here.
Yeah.
Like, you're just being respectful. I see you.
I see you and wave.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I wave to everyone. Like, if I at an intersection or anything like that, I see you. I'm hi. Like, you know, and yeah, like the sentiment here is like everybody's like, yeah, like they kind of have an idea of what's going on in everybody's business, but we also like are just friendly for somebody. You know, a car's broke down on the side of the road. What do? You go help them out. You know, and then that might turn around into something, but it might not. It also is just making sure that if you were in that position, someone would stop to help you. We don't have a lot of people, so that road you were on, that highway, stretcher highway, might not have another car coming from another hour. Yeah. Well, you're stuck out in 110-degree weather with a broke down car.
Yeah. You want somebody to come and help you.
You want somebody to come and help
you. Especially if you're not in a cell zone.
And stuff. So, you know, someone taking 10 minutes out, like, hey, at least I can drop you off in the next town or something so you can get some, you know, get some signal or something, you know, that kind of stuff. But anyways, bringing it back, the sentiment of this small town is just like that everyone is actually just so friendly and like interested in just helping other people in general. And I think that's something that is really unique to what we have as a culture and what we have in Wyoming. So when like an out-of-towner comes in, it's weird that people kind of go, oh, you know, get those, you know, what is it, Californian people like to go on and stuff like that, like be all whatever you want to call it.
California, my Wyoming.
That's
the sentiment
I've heard of. Yeah, there you go. So, but really, a lot of those California people come in and, you know, they fit right in. Like the California people are all over the place. You just don't know it because, you know.
So, and I think a lot of people, though, because the gal that used to cut my hair, she's from Northern California or lived there. And she says, she's like, it's very much like Wyoming. So when I tell people I'm from California, they automatically think like Hollywood, LA, the southern part of it where it's very, very culturally different than what we're used to. I mean, I can tell you it was a shell shock when I moved here. I'm from Arizona. Had no, like I knew it's small towns. I mean, I'm originally from a very small town in Patagonia, but like, you know, it was definitely a culture shock being in Wyoming. There's 2 escalators in the entire state of Wyoming. Compared to Arizona, I can go to a mall and find 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we have 2 escalators
in the entire state. All both at Banks, and I think
current?
in Casper.
Banks.
At Banks, yeah.
Don't we have a mall? Like
Not
the
big
Casper
enough. One?
The Casper has a mall.
Yeah, but they're not
one
big enough. They're
story.
one
Yeah.
story. Yeah. So the population of Wyoming actually has increased quite a bit. There's, according to since 2024, 587,618
on the come up. Let's go.
in the state of Wyoming compared to Montana, where there's 1.137 million people that live in the entire state.
So we are the least populated state.
We are the least populated
we do exist.
state. There, in the tiny state of Rhode Island, is 1.112 million, and Idaho is
Rhode
2.
Island.
Yeah, and Idaho has 2.002 million people. So we are. North Dakota is not very far from us, actually. North Dakota has 796,000.
Man.
Yeah.
See, there you go. There's some perspective on our little town, but
Yeah.
little state. We have, 2,700 people? 3,000 people? We like to round it.
It's like 2,700, 2,800
Yeah.
that live in Thermopolis.
Yeah, and so our little town is so knit.
You're in the heart of Wyoming.
So after
Middle
you're,
of the
done with
night.
after you're done with your secret government work that we're not talking about,
CIA.
you came to Wyoming.
She worked for Quantico for the FBI. She was she worked with like
You don't know.
Spencer Reed and
Nobody
stuff like the
knows.
Criminal Minds. That's what she did.
Spencer Reed. Yeah, what
Shout
a
out
guy.
to
Those are
Criminal
not facts.
Minds.
Allegedly.
She's calling it out. She's calling it out. I told you, Quantico.
Allegedly. All right. So you've traveled around and then you come to Thermopolis. Like, is there any like thing
was
that kind
born
of stuck
here.
out?
So
True.
So it's always been home for me. We even when we moved away to Montana, we spent summers here, and you know, we had the pool passes all summer long, rode our bikes all around the buffalo pasture. I'm not saying Tom people do that now, but it's what we did as kids. And so so we I grew up in Thermopolis even when we moved away, so it's always been home. But yeah, so coming back, I've been back now over 8 years. I guess we're going to go on 9 years here soon.
Nice.
And so it's the thing for me. It was fun because my parents lived here, my grandparents lived here, we had a lot of family here, so a lot of people knew me because of Facebook and my parents
And your family.
Yeah, and my family. And so for me, it was hard because I just had to keep like remembering, like, okay, these people know me. Remembering names, and I'm pretty good at remembering names. I'm good at remembering. It's a funny little party trick. I can just remember things really well generally, but it definitely it was like I just had to relearn a lot of people real fast
Yeah, that's fair.
who knew me because.
But you didn't have any type of like, that newcomer culture happen for you at all? You just kind of like cuddled right into the town and everyone's good?
Yeah, it's just always kind of, and maybe I'm just one of those people who doesn't notice if people are doing that to me because I'm just like, oh, everybody's great anyway. So then,
I love your outlook.
I just kind of like, maybe they're being that way, but we're not. We're gonna just like not even recognize that, and we're just gonna think you're great. So I don't know. Maybe some of that was going on. So I could be a little oblivious maybe sometimes if that were happening, but nobody was directly unkind or rude to me. Everybody was.
What's the address for the Copper Coo here? I keep
225 Clark.
225
Clark. He kept saying 200 something Clark.
We're between the tracks and the river.
Yeah.
And this little forgotten strip of Thermopolis. We are not East Thermopolis because you have to cross the river for East Thermopolis. So it's funny sometimes, like, we're the Middle East Thermopolis here. And I don't know what you call it. There is still
it's not that bad.
Here.
Look, I've been there. It's not that bad.
I think it's great. I love our little block here. We've got the best neighbors. Everybody's so friendly and wonderful. But we are off the beaten path over here as far as the town goes.
Right.
And our little space over here, but we love it.
I've always called it the ghetto side of Thermop. That's funny. I like her, the Middle East. That's hilarious.
Please don't.
But yeah, I just tell people we're between the tracks and the river. We're still Thermopolis.
225 Clark. You decided to set up a little coffee shop here.
Yeah.
We call it coffee shop, but what do you call it?
I call it a coffee shop tea house. Yeah, it's just the Coo.
It is true.
You should have just seen the
so
face
Coo, don't you know?
I was always like, you're not a barista, but are you? Like,
yeah, we're baristas.
What do you call the official titles here? I just don't want to.
But we do the fancy things. We had tea parties. We just had one here on Saturday, which was a lot of fun. And so you can get as fancy or not fancy if you're gonna have a tea party as you want.
I could come in like a 1920s Victorian style. Like, I'm gonna come in a little dress, and you got me messed up. You think I'm coming in a dress? That's hilarious.
Somebody, if you ship us to the Copper Coo here, a dress for Taylor.
I'll make Aaron put it on. We're gonna gender swap here. You're gonna put the dress on. I'll wear the tux. It'll be fun.
I'll own it.
There you go.
We'll do it.
We'll have a tea party, a gender swap tea party. How weird would that be? Guys come up in dresses and women come in suits.
That's wild.
You were saying you like the theme parties, so.
Yeah, I do.
He loves the themes.
I shouted him out yesterday, like the theme parties. There's a whole crew in like Riverton that they do all kinds of cool theme parties. So.
That's fun.
Yeah, I've always been trying to get them like, hey, you guys gotta come over to the Coo. Like, you're gonna love it here. It's so great. So they will. Eventually.
So I have what may seem like a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Where did you get like the copper part of everything from? Is it from like the color of your Highlands?
So most of our Highlands are they're called reds, but they're copper color, and so so we just called it the Copper Coo because that's the color they are. And
have you always liked the Highland cows and everything? The
I always loved the Haley Coos. Always loved him even when I was a little kid. And so this is funny. So this is going back to my husband and how he's wonderful. So I turned 40, and allegedly, yeah.
Day over 20, bro. Not a day over 20.
And he'd gone to the sale barn just to buy a beef, and came back with this cute little shaggy cow. She's got some Highland in her, but she's not full Highland. And he's like, I got you one of those fluffy cows you always wanted. I'm like, oh,
what a good
man. And then I went out and looked at
Don't listen to this, bro.
Earmuffs.
Yeah, you better put your earmuffs right now.
Yeah. So he came back, and I looked at him like, well, that's not a Highland, but you bring up a good point. We should get a Highland bull, and then we could start a herd. And
it began.
So Agnes was our first, and she was really... intended for the freezer, but she lived on, and we bought Jameson, our bull, and he is the best. That. So he was our first official Coo, and then we got Persimmon the Coo, and we've got Goldie Hawn the Coo. She's a blonde. Yeah, she's not a copper, but she's still part of the herd.
So which one do you guys bring, or do you guys bring multiple? So how do you decide like which?
Well, sometimes it just depends on who Ro can catch that day. Like how far out there, how many miles out on the property are the Coos, and which one does he want to go to? So we've brought in Jameson, our bull. We've brought in Gerard, who's one of his kids. We've brought in Taco. We've brought in Persimmon.
I want to cuddle with Taco.
Well, this is Taco.
I don't know if you want to
cuddle. Poor
Taco's
Taco.
right here now.
This is Taco.
This is Taco, and that's Taco.
Well, that just crushed every little dream that I had.
Cuddle with Taco.
You gotta take it off the wall.
Taco is delicious, though.
So, also, you guys have to check out these cool little coasters she's got. These things are awesome.
They're so adorable.
She has little Highland Cow like straw toppers too. You can for $1. You guys can come down. They got little expressions of firefighter. Like they're pretty neat.
They're
I had
really
to find these because I did love them so much.
Yeah.
And there's like the handmade stone coasters over there too. I really liked, but these Coos, I was like, oh, it goes with the motif.
So,
It's so fun.
guesstimated number. I know you said you had a herd. How many Highland cows do you have?
Well, we have what you'd call like a hobby herd. Or herd. So we only have 11 right now, and then Lorenzo Llama, and he's Lorenzo Llama. Yeah, he's a centurion of the Coos. And so he likes to watch over them, or really just be bossy to them. But it works on all of them except for Jameson. Jameson's just kind of like, oh, whatever, and he moseys on. But it is funny
cute.
how they all have these personalities. But yeah, so because we had 2 go to freezer camp, so we had 13, but then we have 4 babies, I believe, coming soon. So
Freezer camp.
Is that really what you just referred to? The actual freezer is freezer camp?
yeah, well, we tell them they're
love
going
that.
away to
That's
freezer
great.
camp, and they come home from camp. We just don't tell
do.
them how they're coming home. So we don't like them to be sad when they go away. So we like to communicate what's going on with them in a way that's not traumatic. And
So that's so great.
I love that.
It's so wholesome.
You're going to a butcher, but we're gonna call it a freezer. It's
a freezer camp.
Yeah. You're gonna go.
Sounds
off
so
to
ominous to say
summer
the
camp.
butcher. You know?
yeah, I mean,
Freezer
they're
camp, that
like
sounds great.
so scared their whole trip there when you tell them that you're going to the butcher. That's not nice.
Yeah,
So-
with all that hair, they're like, "Oh, freezer, that sounds great! Like, I need some cool
they,
air."
They like the Arctic area, so yeah.
They do, and we do too. We like them in the Arctic area.
Sorry if we have any vegans out there.
This is awesome. This is probably the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Like,
We could do a whole thing on just
we have to get you
the ranch,
back down
the
here
yeah,
to like
yeah.
like listen to the ranch and all that. Yes, awesome.
Oh, it'd be cool to like do a cool like swoop of the ranch.
Oh,
and
at the
stuff, too,
kazoo,
so,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the kazoo.
Kazoo,
Yeah.
yeah, we bring out. We
so,
bring out our parrots. And,
A couple years ago, you
inspect.
guys had one down here. Did that one? I think had a calf.
Yeah, that was
with her?
Persimmon, and that was her baby, and I believe the baby at that because that was when our grand opening. That was Gerard, her baby. So
It was
yep.
cute. Yeah, Mama was not 100%.
She's a little protective. Yeah, she's like, well, and I told Rose that I'm like, I don't know if we want to bring Persimmon. I mean, the calf was just a few days old. But she did amazing with all the people coming around. She didn't eat as usually they are way more friendly and want you to like brush them and give them treats. And she hung out just a little bit more in the center there and was kind of like, hey, that's not put your hands all over the baby, but people still got to see them and enjoy them, and she did do really well. She's a sweet coo, so
That's awesome. So we have the Independence Day bash going on, and that's going to be on the 4th of July
Yes.
down at the boat ramp area at the state park.
yes.
So that's when you enter the state park, you're going to take a left just after the Best Western Plaza, and then you're going to follow that road forward all the way till you're there.
Yep.
So if you need to know where that's going to be the 4th of July. There's going to be live music. Is that going to be at the pavilion part there?
Nope,
at the park?
that will be down at the. But we'll have a stage and everything set up down there.
Wow.
And we'll have live. Keith O'Brien is going to do our.
I love
music.
Keith. He's
fun.
such a
He's
good
very
guy.
talented, and he's an amazing musician. Absolutely amazing. So I really look forward to it. So he'll be bringing the tunes for the 4th of July, and we'll have our dinner there with all the fixins from the most amazing cooks for Discovery Days. We have these ladies. They used to own restaurants, and they know how to cook, and they know how to do a really, really good job of it. So we eat
Awesome.
well.
Yeah.
When I first met Keith, him and his wife had just moved to Thermopolis because it was like 2018. Those wildfires in California, they lost everything.
Oh, no.
And they came here and had such a wonderful outlook on all of it, and just completely started over from the bottom up. And him and his wife are just great people. I love Keith.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be able to meet him right? Or so we're gonna be able to do
Hopefully,
them
yeah.
for the July
Absolutely, yeah.
bash and everything
Yep.
like that. So that'll be really
We'll have
fun.
some Americana games. So we're looking at, maybe do like a pie sale or like a watermelon eating contest. We're trying to track down a dunk booth because we have a dunk booth in this town somewhere. I'm not sure who has it. So, but we are trying to find that out. And then, so we'll have that, and we'll just have a lot of like kind of Americana, games and fun things. We'll have the photo booth down there, and yeah, it's just going to be a good time.
Are you guys gonna be doing the axe throwing? That was brought up at the meeting.
Yeah, so
but
we've
that's an idea.
if we can get a hold of the group in Casper that does that.
It's a little like bug that is kept flying around.
Trying to rain on your
grasping
parade.
at this bug. I'm not just like we're doing weird gestures to you. Actually,
I thought this is the new thing.
There's a tiny
My
little.
work over here.
I'm so sorry. That's very unprofessional.
No, it was amazing.
I'm wearing a Boosh light shirt. I think you grabbing for a bug is.
Oh yeah,
You're okay.
I want to hear what you have to say. Yeah. I'm interested. There's also ADD involved.
That's
so
okay. I think you're there with a lot of us, so we get it.
So then that 4th of July helps fundraise for Discovery Days.
Yes.
So come down, enjoy the music, enjoy the food, and check out the beer garden if you're interested.
And this is free to enter
This
as
is
well.
free to go to. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. So and go ahead. You can buy your tickets there, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have Chase Rice tickets available at the 4th of July as well. But buy ahead of time before then if you can.
Yeah,
But they will still be available there.
The price
at the 4th of
only
July
gets
as well.
higher. So
Right.
so get if you're gonna get them, just don't sleep on it.
Yeah.
When you can afford it, take care of it. So and then from that we move in. July 4th goes into July 12th. That's the next weekend, right? And that's going to be the Discovery Days where.
Yes.
The doors are going to be wide open for the town, and it's going to be the mass migration of going on. So, and we're going to have tons of fun there. I mean, your flyer says it all, right? Live music, storytelling, vendors, master craftsmen, artists, food trucks, animals on hands-on activities. You got the Dutch oven cooking, the Pony Express mail station, the wagon rides, the acoustic music jam, antique farm equipment, the dog race, and then just going to be so
You
much.
gotta be specific. It's a wiener dog race.
I wasn't sure if I should say it as a
Dash
promotional.
Hound or
So-
bring your
and then-
racing weenies. Come
Well,
on.
it's not so much as a promotional. It's just like if anybody listening is like, "Oh, any dog," it's just
That's fair.
Just a reminder.
Yeah,
It's
I got
Dutch
nervous
Hound.
about saying
Yeah.
Dutch Hound.
Dash Hound.
Dutch
Weenie
Dutch
dog.
Hound?
Just say weenie dog. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hot
all
dog.
right, I got a little nervous.
You gotta
And
do a little
so-
hot. Dude, somebody.
we have-
I saw a picture one time. Somebody put a little Dutch Hound in a hot dog bun costume. I was like, clever.
See,
I love
they
that.
need to come to the festival and bring
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
bring their pup.
They need to
in their
order
costume.
costumes for your dog. If you're gonna enter your Dutch Hound, your wiener dog in the race, please try to get a costume on
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So
That'd
they
be
don't
cute.
race in the costumes. The costume contest is before, and then you can take.
Oh, there's a costume contest.
There's a
too?
costume contest. Yeah.
It's not on the flyer.
Yeah, it's at
Costume
the
missed that.
beginning.
She did-
Sorry,
she
we do have a separate flyer for that coming, and it'll be coming up for just the Weenie Dog race. But there is
Cute.
a little costume contest at the beginning, but they don't race in their costumes because that could really get in the way of some things if you've got a big old hot dog or whatever
Yeah.
costume. So their legs are about this tall. They're
Right.
inches.
They're like
Right.
2 to
They're
3
really-
inches.
It's
Like,
very
How do you-
cute.
You can
And
make them
so-
look pretty while they run. Though.
Yeah, and so it's a lot of fun. But yeah, and then we've got the live bluegrass jam going on the whole weekend. So bring your instruments, bring your voice, come just to listen, hang out. If you've never gone to a bluegrass jam, they're a lot of fun. It is a circle of musicians that just enjoy playing music. And
Having a good time.
and it's great, and it always turns out amazing. You're like, I feel like I should be paying to be at this concert, and it's just a jam. So yeah, bring your instrument if you want to participate in the live bluegrass jam. And then the Dutch oven cooking competition is amazing. We get some of the we've got cool chuck wagons coming. We've got just setup going for just the Dutch oven cooking setup. You don't have to have a chuck wagon, but you can, and it's a lot of fun. And then we get to come as the people at the festival. We can sample what they're eating, and then there is a People's Choice part of the competition as well.
Right.
So
All
it goes
right.
both days. So
Bring your A
Saturday
game.
is a savory day, and Sunday is a sweet day.
So I
that's what they're
think
cooking.
Good way to
next
do
year-
that.
Yeah, that was a great way. Next year. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Yellowstone, But the guy that plays the cook in the show is a real life cook. His real name is Gator. Like, so all the food that you see in the show that they're eating is what he has cooked.
Oh, cool.
So I think it'd be really cool to like have him come down and.
That would be amazing if anybody has connection to Gator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come down to the festival. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody that might.
Kevin Costner, if you're listening, you can come too, buddy, because I'd love to meet you.
That would be wonderful.
Cole Hauser. Maybe we can get a hold of the city of Cody because they had Cole Hauser even for Grand Marshal.
Oh, yeah.
One year. So I think maybe we can get a hold of that and try to get the connection for that way.
That you're gonna put another pile of papers on her desk.
I'm not saying this year. Gosh, that's too much.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying like within the next year or two. I think that'd be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
this is what happens too. I come up with these great ideas,
love
and
ideas.
then, like I said, they just become another piece of paper on the.
I'm sorry. I'm not
pile.
trying.
That's
But we're looking for volunteers, so if anybody wants to take one of those and
And
run
track
with
it
it,
down and-
then hey, bring it. Because,
Right.
we love ideas and we love volunteers.
Wouldn't that be cool? You could be the person that brought
Yeah, I
Gator
think-
to town, and everyone's like, "Well, Taylor has connections with these people." You're like, "Well, I did the due diligence to
Right,
just call
yeah.
agencies and figure
So
out."
I think maybe
Yeah.
that's what we
So-
can do is, next year once, this Discovery Days is over is maybe see if we can't, if I can contact the Park County and be like, hey, how'd you guys contact like Cole Hauser to get him here or something,
So after everybody shares this episode on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, after everybody shares this, then maybe they'll hear about it,
Yeah.
and they'll reach out and be like, "Hey, if you're interested, this is how it's
Somebody
going to
knows
work."
somebody, yeah.
So
That's
somebody
what-
knows
might
know
It is a
somebody.
very small world.
Yep,
It is. Well, smaller town.
that's right.
So, but big voice.
Exactly.
And that's what, we do with the podcast, right? Is we're trying to conglomerate that voice, get the information to people.
Yeah.
So everybody has the right knowledge. So when they talk about things, they don't say that the concert's canceled because they didn't sell 3,000 tickets.
Yes.
Because that is not true.
Let's get the facts.
There's
We love the
100% a concert going on. It's going to be the largest concert we've had in Thermopolis ever. And it might even be in perpetuity if we don't support this and we all back it. So,
Right.
like, let's make it happen. Let's
Thank
make
you,
this
Aaron,
happen,
yes.
and getting the information out and getting clarification. And you need volunteers. You need people knowing that this is a real thing that's going on. It's not, oh, they're just doing something cool at the park that day. No. It's not just something cool. This
Right.
is monumental.
And remember, like you and I are not the voice of Thermopolis. That's why we
not.
do these interviews is to have
are the voice.
Exactly. The
Yeah,
community is the
everybody.
voice.
Yeah.
You listening, you watching, that you are the voice of Thermopolis.
And like I said yesterday, at the end of our normal podcast is if you guys have something that you want to discuss or see an interview, just reach out to us or, like
yeah,
anything like
hey,
that.
really interested in,
Or if you have any questions for
more about
Audra
the
here, you
Coos.
can always come down to the Copper Coo and
Yeah,
chat her
absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
She'll probably be running around like crazy doing something, but
I am here a lot, though, so I'm usually easy to find.
yeah, she's usually here.
And if not, then leave me a message and I will definitely get back to you.
And she does get back to you.
Yeah.
She does get back to you. So I've had really good interaction. So,
Yep.
but also I've been trying to take up a lot of her time, and now here we are doing a 2-hour podcast, and so
give or take. Yeah.
we were here since 8:30 this morning, and doing all this stuff, and we like to be able to sit down and talk with you a little bit. It's been great. Like,
Thank you.
I've already known you quite a bit before, in the past week or so, after falling in love with this place and getting to know you and your involvement with Discovery Days, and then the podcast, and kind of like shooing the podcast into the Discovery Days stuff. And so I've gotten to know you quite a bit and be able to spend a lot of time chatting with you and seeing all the hats you're constantly wearing, the figurative hats, because I don't think I've seen you in a hat yet.
I do like hats. It's just getting a little warm now, so.
That's true. I got my the Pit 307 Pit
There you
hat on
go.
today. Yeah, repping local.
Excellent. Represent the
Yeah.
local.
Thank you, Stevie, for doing that. She's setting that gym up. That's a shout out to her, because really, like, it changed my life. And so,
That's fantastic.
like,
yeah.
it's been a big deal. And then a lot of people love the access, 24/7 access, and you have your key cards, and you're respectful with the equipment, and you're gonna have a good time. So, but that's a little caveat. Shout out to her. But
Yes,
but
that's-
yeah,
we have
it's
some
meeting
gems
you
here
and
down.
being able to like have all these discussions we've had, and we bounce ideas off, and trying to take some of the workload off of you. It's been really great to getting to know you and having on the podcast today. Now we're just like, this is all about what you're doing, and then we'll have another episode that we're gonna actually do. We're gonna learn more about you, maybe a little more about you. We've covered a lot. I mean,
I've covered a lot.
and stuff, but maybe we could do a conglomerate about the coup, and then what the coup is associated with, and things like that. As a business highlight that I would like to do for local businesses, starting local businesses. It might go bigger, but local businesses, and we do like a little customer experience project where we'll see some of that maybe tomorrow, whenever I can get that episode published from the Dinosaur Center, and how that's kind of going to go. They're doing a private tour. It's a different thing, but if you have a mom and pop shop, there's you have the bakery, you have the coffee shop, you have any little business that you started and it's a local business, hit me up and we can talk about, providing some sort of cool experience video for that, and it would get out there so people would be able to see it. So, it's been a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I know, and it just keeps getting more.
Yeah, we booked 4 things this week, and so I also wanted to put in there that I reached out to Roland of the Star Plunge. They reached out to me. They'd be interested in setting something up. So look out for that. I would like to do it as a live interview. That's my wishes. That doesn't mean that they want to have it as a live interview. It might even be something where they give me I asked questions in a written format and I can be able to talk about that on the podcast. But however it's going to shape, I'm going to be able to have some time with Roland to be able to get the information about the Star Plunge, about the state park, what's happening there, so we can stop a lot of this misinformation that's going on with that, and hopefully be able to.
And I think maybe we should ask him and see if maybe some of our viewers or listeners can send in a couple of questions, as long as it's respectful.
That's what I would like, yeah.
And within, so maybe we can tentatively get that going. So if you guys have any questions you guys would like to ask Roland, maybe shoot us a message on Facebook, give us an email. But again, keep them respectful, keep them, within.
Yeah, reaching out to Aaron Simpson on Facebook, Voice of Thermopolis on Facebook.
Yeah, you reach out to me, Taylor.
Taylor on Facebook here. And we'll put a poll up as that questions for the Star Plunge. We'll get some of that stuff going. But we want your feedback, any way you can get it to us, as far as, it could be a handwritten question that you just sent to me. Most people know I work at Pizza Hut here, so you can just drop it by there. Hey, this is for the Star Plunge podcast episode or something like that. So that's fine too. We'll be able to handle it over there. But, or any way you want to get that information out. It's questions that the town has, the voice of Thermopolis has about what's going on here. So we should all be educated, and we should all know what's going on, and we should stop this infighting that's happening and just support everybody.
Absolutely.
So that was a caveat there, wasn't it? Just to go in about the podcast stuff that's going on. We already mentioned the Dinosaur Center stuff. We got this going on today. I'm going to have this episode, I pray it's going to come out Tuesday. So we'll see. I do work in 15 minutes.
Oh, dear.
10 minutes.
Same. It's fine.
And so if you could send a message real quick to make sure that they know what's going on. But I'll try to get this episode out, published today. It might not look as pretty as usual, but it will be published. So you'll look forward to that. And if we can have everybody share that, that'd be really helpful to get the word out about the Discovery Days, about the Chase Rice concert, about the Independence Day, Freedom Fest 25, 4th of July bash that's going on.
And we need sponsors.
And
so
sponsors,
if you have questions
please.
about sponsors, I do want to say thank you to the sponsors we do have. We've got.
Oh, yeah. What are they?
So far we've got in from AMB Bank in Worland. We've got Vicklin Pharmacy here in town. We've got Antique Uncle Junk here in town. We've got V Ranch from outside town here. We've got oh goodness, I should have this list in front of me right now. But we've got some amazing, wonderful sponsors. We thank you so much for getting those in, and please continue to support the festival and get more in.
Yeah.
So just a quick question: how much does it cost to be a sponsor? So that way the people who want
anything and everything is appreciated. We have different levels.
Okay.
If they want, everything from 500 up to 25,000, depending on the level of sponsorship. If they want their name up in the sky in the drone show, if they want their big banner over Chase Rice's stage while he's playing and it's there, we have all these different levels of sponsorship. But anything and everything helps. We appreciate. We understand we are a town of a lot of small businesses. So as a small business, I know we pitch in, when people ask for donations, and
people do what they
we
can.
Can't do large amounts.
Right.
That's understandable, but we would gladly, if you know or have any connections with any larger
So anybody that does want to be a sponsor, they can just come talk to you here at the Coo.
Yeah, they can come talk to me at the Coo. That you can donate online.
Okay.
You can send in checks to P.O. Box 528, Thermopolis, Wyoming 82443.
And do they make it out to the checks to the Discovery Days?
Yep,
or how
checks made out to Wyoming Discovery Days.
Okay.
Yes, and so
reach out if you want to sponsor. And so you there's different levels there. Do you want to go over those levels really quick, starting from the
there's a lot
bottom?
of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few. So the $500 one is just sponsor on a collage banner. And then you've got, so then it goes up to the $1,000 for it's the bronze sponsor. You get the banner at the event, 4 free general admission tickets, free booth rental at the festival. $2,500 is a silver sponsor on a collage banner at the event, 10 free general admission tickets, free booth rental at the festival.
Cool.
Yeah. $5,000 is a gold sponsor. Key sponsor at the event, individual banner at the event, 20 free general admission tickets. Again, the free booth rental. And then you have the Ruby sponsor, which is $7,500. Key sponsor, official wristband sponsor. What is that?
So the official wristband sponsor is for the wristbands for, we'll have a couple different wristband opportunities and stuff like that, but their name will actually be on the wristband.
Oh,
and
okay.
we'll print them in their logo.
And then there's the individual banner strategically placed at the event, entry and exit, special recognition on social media outlets, 2 free VIP tickets. Let's go. 20 free general admission tickets, free booth rental. And then and then it jumps to the $10,000 platinum sponsor. So again, the key sponsor at the event, individual banner strategically placed, special recognition on social media, 2 free VIP tickets, 20 free general admission tickets, and then the free booth rental at the festival. And then you've got the big one, the $25,000 diamond sponsor. There we go. So that is going to be the main sponsor for the entire event from Saturday through Sunday. Multiple shout outs. I'm sorry. I can't read apparently. Multiple shout outs on stage from the entertainers. That'd be cool. Stage banner, exclusive. I can't even talk. I'm done. Over it.
All right. Let me pick up the mantle here.
There we go. Right there.
It's not even Monday.
Exclusivity
I can't even.
for the concert will be on all marketing material to include digital, print, and traditional marketing efforts, i.e. the radio, the TV, the internet. 4 free VIP tickets. Ooh, those are going to be sweet. And 20 free general admission tickets. Also, you get the free booth rental at the festival as well.
Yeah. So can we real quick go into the VIP tickets? What does all that include with the VIP?
Yeah, so the VIP, they are sold online only, so we don't have those available at the Coo, but you go online, and it's a TV or a table of 8. So you get 8 VIP tickets. You get a table, you get chairs, all up at the best viewing area, and you will have your own bathrooms and your own bar, and then we'll have people coming out to help you, so you don't have to go stand in line. So you'll be
like a server,
we'll have servers,
waiter
yeah,
kind of. That's
we'll
amazing.
Have some volunteers coming and bringing you drinks.
Does that
standing in line for you.
include not like a meet and greet or anything? But
no, there are some different levels. If you go online, there are. And these are ones that Chase and his people have put out, so I don't know all the details on them. But there are some, in addition to your ticket, where you can go in and meet Chase and get an acoustic play, where he'll play for you and different things. So there are definitely options. Those are online.
I need
if
to
you
go
go
find that
to the
because I would
Tixar
love
site,
to.
You'll be able to see the different personal options that way.
Well, let's just go take a quick gander here.
Yeah. So shout out to the sponsors you already do have.
Yes,
100%.
we are so grateful for.
Do we have any diamonds and platinums?
We do not have any of the large donors yet. Oh, Wyoming, or Thermopolis Hot Springs County Travel and Tourism, huge shout out, because they are a huge sponsor, and we really appreciate them. And they do sponsor for our marketing, and which is wonderful to help us get the word out. And so that is definitely a huge shout out to the Travel and Tourism
Definitely.
Board.
So yeah, the acoustic experience add-on ticket not included, purchased separately, is $203.51. Looks like I'm going to be spending $200.
Wow, you should.
I'm gonna.
You deserve it.
Right?
You work really hard
Don't I? Gosh.
on the podcast.
I bet that he would sign your hat.
Listen. Yeah.
You're
Okay.
chasing
So.
spiders apparently. At the
So
other job.
according to this here, yeah, screw the spiders, right? Listen. So the acoustic experience add-on, it does say that the ticket is not included, purchased separately. It is $203.51, includes fees. So the acoustic experience, access to a private 2-song acoustic performance, one signed VIP laminate, a VIP exclusive merch gift, early merchandise shopping opportunity, and then the venue first entry. So I'm going to be spending about $200 because I'm going to do that.
What about your
That'd be a
current
fantastic
ticket?
birthday. Well, she
So
needs that.
I had to pay for that anyways.
Okay.
So this is a separate add-on. So if this
Yeah.
is your general admission tickets, they're about $40. So if you want that exclusive VIP with Chase, then you have to enter the other one.
All
There
right.
is one for, I didn't look, like a jackwagon.
There are other ones though.
So there's another one that they do. It's like 150 something, and I didn't really look into that because I was more interested in.
He's like, I need it all. I want to be his best friend. We're
Yeah,
gonna
if I'm
get
gonna
married.
spend the money. So
If
the
he's looking
first,
for a wife.
Ooh, there
well,
we go.
simmer down.
Options.
So this one is 105.70. And really the only difference so far that I'm seeing is it does not include the meet and greet with him, the acoustic experience, but you still get the elusive merch, the VIP laminate, the shopping opportunity, and then the venue first entry.
Did you say 105.70? Mm-hmm. What is that number?
$105.70.
Okay, thank you. Why is it such a weird number? Anybody that?
Well, I think
anybody?
that they have taxes and fees and all these things. So it probably was like $100 is my guess. And
Yeah.
then by the time they put on all of the fees for credit cards and all that, probably brought
Extra
some
stuff.
weird number is my guess. I don't know because
Right.
I'm not in charge of that.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
a
It's
guess,
like,
yeah.
oh, you can be a diamond sponsor for $25,000.
So, and the sale on those guys end in
And 72 cents.
cents.
So
Yeah.
the sale on those end in 53 days. So you have 53 days to come up with the money and
If you want the
get that experience. And
personal
I'm
experiences, yeah.
definitely going to come up with $200 because
All right.
I'm going
There'll
to
be
your birthday.
There'll
it's
be
my
a
birthday.
tip jar thing. We'll make a little sponsor bucket that people
I
can
would
that
love
works.
that. Do it. My birthday's July 10th. I'll be 30. So please,
Yeah,
if
it'll
you love
be
me
at
even
the
in the
Pizza Hut
slightest,
on the
It's like the best
counter.
birthday ever.
it would be the best
Send
birthday
Taylor
ever.
to Chase Rice's
Honestly, so like
bedroom.
even as it.
Oh, sorry, I meant back room, green room.
Listen, I love Chase Rice, but if any man, I realize I'm a lesbian, so hear me out.
You realize that.
Patrick Dempsey is a very
Shout out if you're listening to
gorgeous
this,
man.
Patrick.
That is one man. Patrick Dempsey is a very beautiful
If you
man.
want to come to Wyoming Discovery Days, Patrick.
Yes, please. Oh my
Yes.
God, I would cry so much. Like, oh my God.
And you wouldn't be the only one. Like,
No,
there's-
probably not. But
yeah.
he'd probably be the first
But you
lesbian
would
to be like,
yeah.
Patrick Dempsey.
You think you'd be the first though? I mean,
Probably not. But you know how much crap I'm going to get from this now? I don't care. I will tell anybody and everybody. I'll post that on Facebook. Like,
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey is a very beautiful man.
all right. On that note, speaking of very beautiful man, I don't know how to caveat that into anything. So Chase Rice. Chase Rice.
There we go.
So yes, I do think it would be amazing to actually get the meet and greet with him and hopefully get a picture and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and that'd be cool. And I think anybody interested in that should definitely be checking that out sooner than later because those
yeah.
are going to be really finite seats.
One song I pray that he plays is actually one of the first songs that I've heard from him that I well, probably not. But there's a song called Lions that he does. It's a really good song. I actually think that you would enjoy it even not being a country, but it's
Enthusiast.
kind of, yeah, exactly. Like, great song. I'm going to send it to you on Spotify. It's fantastic.
I'll look it up right after this.
Yeah, do it. But I really would love to hear that song live. I think it would be amazing to hear that song live. But yeah, so
For sure.
Chase Rice, let's go, guys. Let's
Are
go.
there going to be seating at the concert?
So we're working on getting bleachers for the back for people who don't bring chairs, but you are more than welcome to bring your own chairs or blankets, however you like.
Oh.
For the
That's
concert because
cool.
it's outside.
Right.
If you're laying down blankets, you might be a little bit further back than just the people who are standing. So kind of understand that if you're gonna bring a blanket, probably don't. I don't know we'll have to see.
respectful.
Right.
We'll have to see kind of where you're going to spread out because you're going to have a lot of people and you're not going to want people stepping on your blanket. So
or standing in front of you while you're laying, sitting down.
Yeah.
Or
And
nice.
so, but more than welcome to bring chairs because understandably it's a long time for somebody to be standing.
And there's full accessibility accommodations for like
Yep.
the porta potties and things like that.
We will have the ADA compliant porta potties and parking, so it's easier to get in for. And if you need a special drop off or something
Cool.
closer, then just let us know. We will work with people and help them and make
Right
it
on.
whatever we need to do. And
Again, all the information
no
for that is
outside
on the
food,
bottom.
no coolers coming in.
Oh,
Hello.
definitely.
So yeah, no outside coolers, no outside food, but absolutely you can
Right.
bring in your chairs. So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, be respectful. Don't bring in your snacks. Come on, like there's plenty of places that provided to be able to grab
Right.
stuff and
Yeah.
and all that.
We'll
so.
have food trucks up there, and yeah.
So are you going to move the food trucks from Discovery Days up?
No,
there?
logistically, so we've had a lot of food trucks actually ask that because they would, love to be in both locations.
Of course.
But the festival ends at 6 and the gates open at 6. So
logically, it
logistically, you
wouldn't work
cannot
very well.
get your food truck out of the festival area, which is not easy
It's
to
gonna
do
be
because
crazy
we're
with
very
all the
cramped.
traffic
Yeah,
and-
everything's all set up, and then get up there, and the food trucks have to be set up by 4.
So, quick question
okay,
is,
good to
so I
know.
know gates open at 6. What time does like the parking and stuff open?
So 6.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Yep. So everything will start just as the festival and the park is shutting down. Everything will then begin up there. So we're not pulling people away from the festival and the vendors and everything going on there. We don't want people, having some mass exodus and
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
So yep. So one ends at 6 and the next opens. So they're not
right.
conflicting.
Then so the gates open at 6, but he's not stinging until.
Yeah, we have opening band.
Cool,
and
cool.
then
Do we know the band yet?
I am not sure.
Okay.
It is picked. It's lined up and everything like that, and I will have that information today. But
So yeah, we can definitely do an update on our next.
It'll be on the
podcast.
website though, right?
yeah. We'll have everything posted on the website and everything, and people can come in and ask any questions if they like. But the opening band will go on at 7, and then Chase will come on around 8,
Heck yeah!
All right.
and then the drone show after.
That's amazing.
And then
I'm
wake up the
excited.
next morning for Discovery Days.
Woo!
And come back down there Sunday and hang out with us again on Sunday.
Right. Yeah. Then go to Sunday after that and experience, and then check out all the cool stuff down there with the family and all that. So
Yeah.
maybe the concerts for you, and then the festivals for the family. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, yep.
So that'd be really cool. I want to shout out my stepmom really quick, Theresa. It is her birthday.
Oh,
And
yay.
so,
Happy
like,
birthday,
Happy
Theresa.
birthday! Love you, mom.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of those that sometimes it falls on Mother's Day, so I always have to be like really careful and like thank goodness Facebook exists, so like I can be like, okay.
My
it's not
sister was
this
born
time.
on Father's Day, so her birthday is like that in June.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you'll find all the current information at the WyomingDiscoveryDays.org. You have questions, inquiries, you want to be a sponsor, definitely reach out. You can come to the Copper Coo.
Get
You
your tickets
can-
here or the chamber or
You
Tixar.
The
Yes.
sponsors can look for get in contact at info@WyomingDiscoveryDays.org. You can contact Audra at 904. The phone number's posted on the phone number's posted. I don't want to.
2560. That's fine.
It's fine. You're like it's gonna change next week.
Yes,
anyways.
It's the
I'll
Copper
just
Coo phone number, so
forward
that's
it to
fine.
the.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's on the flyer there if you want that, and there's also a PO box if you need to snail mail. We don't have the Pony Express available until the festival, so that
Gotta
won't
figure
work.
it out
Yeah.
before then. Yeah.
Figure it out before then. There's emails faster than a pony.
That's true. Very true.
So also, please, those sponsors, if you're serious, if you're interested, maybe you don't know if your company would, and you work for them, and you're like, this would be kind of cool, like to be a part of that. I would love one of those VIP tickets if you happen to do this. However you want to get in there, pitch it. Pitch it up the chain. Don't just talk to your first manager. Talk to your second manager. If you want it, it could be there. Just like,
Right.
let's get these guys. Sometimes they just don't know. They have jobs that work in 50, 60 hours a week in their air conditioning building while it's 110 degrees out here, and and they just don't know that kind of stuff is available, or that it might be a really good opportunity for their business. So,
Or if you work for a corporate company and you think that might be a good fit, we don't have everybody on our view path or the time to
Right.
call everybody. So if you work somewhere and you think your company might be a good fit, and sometimes you need an employee or somebody from the inside to to start that,
Yeah.
then let us know too, because
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
think
if
it'd be
maybe
fun.
if you're not able to sponsor the big other Frontier days, this is a good start
Yeah.
to where you figure out how the sponsorships work and know how these things go, and then that snowballs into bigger things. You can leverage like, yeah, I sponsored this. I can, I know what we're doing and I know what to ask for as a business that I want, how I want things presented. So like, please give it a shot. I would love to see more sponsors. We're gonna shout every single one of these sponsors out every podcast until then. Like we're gonna do that because you guys deserve it, and we're affiliated with Discovery Days, and so we're not part of it, so we're not on the official committee
You're
or
the
anything like
community,
that.
so you are part of
But
it. Yeah.
we're the voice of the community. And we're boosting it up, so we're
you.
involved. The community's involved. That means we're involved.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
all right, that has been another episode of Voice of Thermopolis podcast.
Thank you so much, Audra, for taking time out of your very, very busy schedule.
Crazy busy.
Yeah, to come here and do this with us for a couple hours and just shoot
Hang
the
out.
crap and
Well,
Tell
thank
us-
you, Voice of Thermopolis, for
of
what
course.
you do.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys, and huge shout out to you guys for all the work you're putting in
Thank you.
to
Appreciate
supporting
that.
our community, because
Yeah, I
that's
appreciate
that close to the heart of all of us at Wyoming Discovery Days and the Copper Coo and everything. So we really appreciate you guys supporting the community like you do.
Yeah,
Keep it
and
up.
we just, we shout you out almost every episode.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and we just want
Don't stop.
Yeah, we're not gonna. But we just want to say again, thank you so much for letting us come in and invade your space and be a little noisy and have a good time, to do this and enjoy it. And
Yeah, I
pleasure.
appreciate you.
My
Appreciate
pleasure having
everything
you
like
here.
that.
huge thank you for that.
Yeah.
And thank you, Voice of the Mop.
Yep.
You.
See you guys.
Thermopolis. Bye.